Yeah, okay, so I just want to say, all you brothers and sisters, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And this is Elder Barak, Masharallah, Yasha'Allah, House of David. And we're live on Facebook, and we're going to go over Romans, the 9th chapter. Okay, so, and we got and here I am in Delaware, okay, Newcastle, Delaware. Got a congregation here in Delaware. So we're going to go over Romans, the 9th chapter. But as you can see, again, the elitist society is doing what? All right. They got control of this whole earth. And one man, they sacrificed. Okay, and that's what it was. They sacrificed this one man. Now they got the whole world protesting over this particular one man's death. Okay, showing you that they run this whole earth. They're trying to lead this thing into the new world order. And that's what this is all about. So never before did the whole world protest one so-called black man's death, you know what I'm saying, because of how the, police brutality and how that went. So that never happened before. Just like the coronavirus, they had it global and went worldwide, and they had control over the whole thing. Well, here you go again, understand? So as you can see, the coronavirus didn't work the way they expected to work. So they had to come now with another plan. And so they put this brother to death. It was a sacrifice killing. That's what it was. Okay. As all of it are sacrifice killings, but this was, this got media attention to the degree that it went worldwide. Understand? When it's like that, then you know that it is, the elite masterminded, behind the scenes masterminding it. That's why I just want to read this one scripture in Psalm 64. Because they masterminded this whole thing. But again, showing you what the Most High is showing us is what? That Esau still hates you. He's still your enemy. He's still the Edomites. Okay, just like the scriptures we were bringing out last week, he still hates you. Okay, so the Most High, every now and then, Most High got to show the black man in America that this is your enemy. And I raised him up to be your enemy, not to be your friend. Okay, so the Most High, every now and then, the Most High got to show our people like, yeah, that's your enemy. I didn't raise him up so you can be your friend and be your lover. See, so that's what the Most High is showing us. All right, and Psalm 64, and let's see, from the first verse. All right. You want to read it, Yakanan?
Yeah.
Let's read it loud. And so they
hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Right. So here's David speaking now, right? This is King David, right? King David primarily wrote the Psalms, right? So he said, so he's praying to the Most High and said, the Most High, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. So he's praying, right? This is his prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. So who is he talking about? See? He's talking about his natural enemies. And I'm going to tell you also the enemies of his own people, if you want to look at it like that. But he's still praying against his enemies. He's still asking the Most High, protect him, preserve his life from fear of the enemy. And that's what we have to do. So our natural enemy are the other nations. And so we gotta make that prayer. It's like David made that prayer. But because we want to be in league, you know what I'm saying? We want to be joined hands in hand with them. So now the Most High got to show us, I made this man your enemy. He brought you in captivity. He brought you into slavery. Okay? I didn't mean for you to join hands with the enemy. Okay? I brought you over here in punishment, okay, in captivity, so you can return back to me as a punishment. You could turn back to me in righteousness and serve me, not the enemy. See? So this is the problem with our people. And then the second verse,
hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Yeah, see, now here's the wicked now. The wicked has a secret counsel. The secret counsel is against who? Against us. Okay? That's why when you read Psalms 83, it tells you that, right? Psalms 83, but we're going to hold that. Psalms 83 and second verse. Read that, Yakanan.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Right. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. See, thy enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee, again, that word hate is there. See, they hate you. As a nation, they hate you. And that's what's in their spirit. And we have to understand that. See, they're protesting, they're marching, all right? They're breaking up their own community. And what we find out now, that's a lot of Edomites doing that. That's a lot of, those are a lot of secret, right? Secret people that they commission or they pay off to come in there. Yeah, agitators. And a lot of them are Edomites. Okay, a lot of them are Edomites. So, but still, nonetheless, it's still happening. All right, so they make a tumult and they hate thee, have lifted up their head. Okay, go ahead, Al.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right, see? So the crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So that's what this is. This is one of those plans, okay? One of those secret council plans, okay, that they had set up. And look, this was set up to kill this dude. All right, it was all planned out to set up, to sacrifice killing, to kill this dude. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something. More people are in on it than you believe. Sometimes family members in on it.
That's right.
You gotta remember that family members in on it too, man. Okay. And now I don't know about his wife or girlfriend or whoever he had, but a lot of times family members in on it too, man. Understand? Friends can be in on it. Understand? High sacrifice killing, man. So there's no way you're going to tell me as a police officer you got to be on a man's neck for 8 minutes and a half, and you already have him handcuffed and on the ground. So once you get him handcuffed, you pick him up and throw him in a police car. After about a minute or two, I want you to get him. So what you got him down there for 8 minutes and just your knee just on his neck and just on his neck, just staying on his neck. That doesn't make any sense. So that was planned. That was a sacrifice killing. Okay, they meant to do that. Okay, to stir up things, to stir up a reaction. They know our people are very emotional. Okay, we deal with our emotions. Okay, instead of looking at things spiritually, we deal with our emotions, and they know that. Okay, so and they got their civil war tactics and their plans to really come out and begin to kill us, man. That's what they want. They want to kill us in our neighborhoods. So that's what they want. So. But the Mosai, of course, is running this. Okay, so we got to understand it. The Mosai is running this. So, because the scripture says we lie at the top of all the street corners, the top of the head of all the streets. We're like a wild bull in a net. All right, and when the Mosai releases that net, see the wild bull, when he gets out of that net, what does he do? He just runs wild, and so that's what's about to happen, man. Okay, all right, so yeah. So they're taking crafty counsel, so they get together with the elite and their witch covens, wherever they meet, and say, look, let's do this, let's do that. The plan is this. COVID-19, the plan is to release a virus, understand? But their plan was probably to kill millions of people, not just hundreds of thousands. So it probably didn't work the way they wanted to work. And so now they got to come with something else behind it, understand, to try to let's say, to forward their plans, okay? So, because they want to initiate their New World Order. And the New World Order is coming, okay? They want to bring it in officially, all right? It's here, but they want to bring it in officially, understand? So, the 4th verse.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
And so they said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. So this is what they said. This is their secret council. And they're still saying this. Every time they come together and they bring their top scientists, rabbis, church leaders, politicians together to figure out what we're going to do with the black man. What we're going to do with the Negro. He's a real Jew. He's an Israelite. We got Israelite camps popping up everywhere. They're on YouTube. They're on Facebook. They're waking up. What we going to do about them now? Understand? And so that's why you have the FBI, CIA. Now their plans are to investigate Israelite camps. If you heard, you might have heard. But their plans are to investigate Israelite camps. All right? So that they're going to try to label us as a racist hate group. But they know the deal. They know what we are. So, but that's their crafty counsel. Okay? Let us cut them off from being a nation. And so what they're saying is let us cut them off from being Israelites. This is what they're saying here. They're not talking about let's cut them off from being African Americans. They don't care about that. Or let us cut them off from being black folk. They don't care about that. It's let us cut them off from being Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
So when they come together in their crafty council and their witch covens and their secret meetings, they're saying we can't let them come together as Hebrew Israelites. Understand? This is why they got to infiltrate Hebrew Israelite camps as much as possible. And some of them are already infiltrated. You can probably tell which ones are infiltrated. All right? Some of them are already infiltrated. So this is what they're saying, that we cannot let these people come together. If anything, we got to maybe poison their water, poison their food, put viruses in their community, use chemtrails, whatever we got to do, okay, cause riots or whatever we got to do, we can't let them come together as Hebrew Israelites. That's what they're trying to stop. They're not trying to stop you coming together as African Americans. They're trying to stop you coming together as Hebrew Israelites. That's what this means. Let us cut them off from being a nation, meaning Hebrew Israelites. All right, go ahead, huh?
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasher Allah may be no more in remembrance.
See, there you go. So this is what their whole plan was back in 70 AD when they destroyed us, okay? And this is also back when other nations destroyed us, when we were into captivity, under the Babylonian Empire, the Persian Empire. Let us cut them off. The Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, let us cut them off from being a nation. Because when they say that the name of the Most High won't be no more in remembrance, okay, the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, they're saying, let us cut them off, that name, okay, and the name of the Most High. That's why when they brought us here, came up the slave ships, they gave us what?
Slave names.
Yeah, slave name and a Christian God name.
God.
Okay, they gave us Jesus. They gave us, you know what I'm saying, Christianity. Right. They gave us that name in slavery. Let us cut them off. Because when you say Yakanan, that reverberates, that travels to the Most High. That's a spiritual name. When you say Barak, you know what I'm saying? Barak Yasha Allah. See? The Most High's spirit is in that name. So when you get your Hebrew names, the Most High's spirit is in that. So let's cut them off. Because that's why they don't want us to come together and pray as Hebrews, because they know we're going to pray to the Most High. And then the Most High is going to hear us, because why? We're his chosen. The promise has already said that the Most High will return back to us when we call out his name.
Yeah, when we bethink ourselves.
When we bethink ourselves in our captivities. So when we call on the name, then the Most High says, oh, they call on me. See? So that's why they had to say, no, we're going to change that and say Jesus. So who are you calling on? It's not the Most High.
That's right.
See? If I call you by something else other than Yakanan, you're not going to turn around and look. So how you expect the Most High and Yahweh Shai to turn around and look when you call on something else that's not their name? So it's the same difference. So once we return back to who we are, we learn our identity and our language. So don't let a camp or Israelite school tell you should never learn your language, man. You got some schools saying that. Your language is highly important because that's part of your identity. It goes in concert with identity. With nationality, a language goes with nationality. That's why other nations have their language. Okay, you're not going to tell someone from China that they can't speak their Chinese language because it connects them to who their forefathers are and what their nation that they come from. So I mean, come on, man. Understand? So that's why Hebrew is very important. It connects us back to the Most High because the language is everything. You understand? All right. So that's why the Most High said, I'm going to return them back to a pure language. Not all this English and all this gibberish and all this other nations' Gentile languages. Understand? It's madness. Yeah.
But them same camps will tell you need to go to school and get an education.
Right.
You know, you learn all the white man's
the white man's education. Their curriculum and how to do things, which take you farther away from the Most High. Because that was their whole game plan. Let us cut the name of Israel off. That's why they said, okay, now they got us in slavery. They got us where they're going to now subjugate us and destroy us. So they're going to take things away from it. They're going to take your language, your name, understand, your culture, Hebrew Israelite culture. They're going to take all that, and now they're going to institute their culture, their language. Right, that's taking it away from you. Understand? And so this is what they have done. All right, so go ahead, Ak.
Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Right, it's a confederate against thee. See, what you're looking at now, you got a lot of, a lot of, poor whites, poor Edomites, that don't even know who they are, don't even know the truth. So our people get in league with them and think, okay, well, it's okay to love other nations. No, what we're talking about, this is the elite that are saying this. See, it's the elite that are saying, let us cut them off. All right. Even though the trash Edomites, the vagabond Edomites, the low class ones, they try to come together with black folk and try to put their issues in line with ours. Understand? Because they know how we fight for rights and civil rights and so on. So they try to put that, like woman's lib. That was an Edomite woman's thing. That wasn't, understand? So they try to put in homosexual rights. They try to put their thing and their issues align with ours, but it doesn't compare with ours. Okay.
Black Lives Matter is funded by the LGBT.
Yeah, it's funded by them. Right. So, I mean, come on. So I'm going to show you who's running the protest. If Black Lives Matter is in the middle of the protest and they're running it, then you know who's behind the scenes running it. The elite, so-called Jews, so-called Jewish folk. Okay, Israelis, whatever, the elite, understand? They're the ones running it. All right, so we are, as a people, we got to begin to stand independent, understand? And don't look for, other nations to help us like that. Because that's what the Most High want. Most High want us to exclude all the other nations and so forth and stand independent and then turn to Him. And that's where the power will come in. That's when we're going to get power.
I have a precept, Elder.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 8, verse 85. Moreover, ye shall never seek to make peace with them, that ye may be strong and eat the good things of the land,
right, and
that ye may leave the inheritance of the land unto your children forevermore.
Evermore. There you go. Come. Okay, so this is what the Most High wants. The 6th verse, all right?
Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom.
Okay, that's Esau. That's the so-called white man. Go ahead.
And the Ishmaelites.
Okay, Arabs.
Of Moab.
Okay.
And the Hagarenes.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
Gebal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Right. See, so all these different nations, all right, came together against us, and they have consulted together. So, as you can see, now they are trying to bring in their global new world order. So they're in concert. These other nations are in concert, okay, in trying to bring us down. They're coming together as a whole to try to bring us down, okay? And, of course, the elite Esau is on top of this whole thing, running this whole thing and trying to keep us down. So we got to understand that. So when you go back to 64, Psalm 64, and read the 2nd verse again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
And see, and there you go. So David was saying, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. So there's secret counsel, what they say behind closed doors to try to annihilate us or destroy us. Okay? What are their plans against us? See? And these are the type of things they're doing. How could the coronavirus all of a sudden now be in the black community and destroying black folk more than any other nation when it was a global virus? But they're saying now it affects black folk, so-called African Americans, more than anybody. So there you go. It was, it was planned that way. Okay? Go ahead, Al.
Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Even bitter words. See, so who whet their tongue like a sword, and their tongue is like a sword, meaning they always are talking about how they could, destroy people, how they can destroy nations, and what they can use to destroy nations, and so forth. Understand? And this is what they're doing. So this is what they're doing when they killed this brother, all right, George Floyd. This was what is on their mind. How can we agitate the black man and the community emotionally so that we could eventually come out there and maybe kill a few. This is what their whole plan is. Look, he doesn't do anything until he sheds some blood. Okay, he cannot do that. That's his nature, to shed blood. That's his nature, all the way to shed blood. So that's what his mentality is. Okay, so they whet their tongue. It's like a sword. Okay, like a serpent. Okay. Go ahead, Doc.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Okay. Shoot in secret at the perfect. See, so in secret, they already have their plans how they're going to shoot at you. And how they're going to shoot at you could be different each time. Okay? The coronavirus could be one way. Poison your water could be another way. But that's how they're shooting at you. Mm-hmm. All right? Today's sword could be any kind of sword. It could be any instrument or any killing instrument that they use. Understand? And this is what they're doing. So killing this brother, okay, and that police officer that put his knee on his neck, okay, that's a sword. Understand?
Absolutely.
That's a sword. It was bloodshed. That was bloodshed. Yep. Actually, that was an act of war.
Yeah.
That was an act of war. Okay? Yeah. But because our people aren't thinking, like revolutionaries, like, the police actually came in your community to kill one of yours. That's an act of war.
Yeah, it's a declaration.
It's a declaration of war. But the war didn't happen. Understand? So, and that's the Most High showing us. He said, didn't he say, prepare for war?
Yeah.
He said, wake up, prepare for war.
Declare this
amongst the heathen. And so if he's saying declare it amongst the Gentiles, he told Joel, declare it amongst them. So what does that mean we should do? Just sit back and not do anything, not get prepared? Understand? So we have to get prepared. But the Most High is showing us to wake up. That's what that means, to wake up. See? Your enemy just kneeled his knee in your neck. See? So wake up. And they think it's protesting. The protest that doesn't mean to wake up like that. It means return back to the Most High and wake up and get prepared, right? All right. All right, go ahead, Doc.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. See? Shalom, shalom, shalom. Okay. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So do they fear us? No. Nah. The police know. Look, yeah, he's going to go to court, right? There's going to be a trial, but do you know he might just get off? You don't know what's going to happen. So he might just get off, and what is that going to do? Outrage. That's what they want. So I people don't understand. They're leading you. We're like a sheep led to the slaughter. The scriptures say that. Mm-hmm. They want that. See, they knew that, okay, this police officer was going to kill this dude, and they set it up like that, and they knew it was going to be outrage over it and so forth, right? But still, there's got to be a trial. Just like the Zimmerman got off, right? He killed Trayvon Martin, but he got off. But our people didn't do nothing. They didn't really do nothing, did they? The man got off, literally killed the boy, right? But got off, but we didn't do nothing.
And we still killing each other.
Yeah, we're still doing the same thing. And then Michael Brown and Alton, what's his name? Alton, yeah. Yeah. And then all the others. We still didn't do nothing. So now this one, broad daylight, it was, on all the social media, you seen the cop had his hand in his pocket profiling while his knee was in his neck. Understand? The man was crying for his mother. Told the man, I can't breathe. He still didn't let his knee up. The other brother filmed it, said, look, man, he's not moving. He's still trying to, the brother was like, look, he's not doing nothing now. He's not going to take your knee off his neck. He still didn't take his knee off his neck. So, and we still didn't do nothing. Okay? So now they got the police in custody. He's in jail, but he has to go to court. There has to be a trial. Uh-oh. Understand? Like a sheep led to the slaughter. God. Now, what if he gets off? Yeah, but that's what they want.
Yeah. So like on my way dropping off somebody that works for me, I was trying to go through the city, and they got the city blocked off. Everywhere you can go. And in the city of Wilmington, it's a lot of black officers. Yeah. There wasn't not one at every checkpoint. They all standing outside.
They were all Edomites?
All Edomites.
All Edomites,
Every last one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They take all the police that you would normally see in that community because everybody knows all them cops.
Yeah.
They're all new.
They're all Edomites, right?
All different.
Yeah, because they're now initiating how they're going to mobilize the National Guard and the military. What do you got to mobilize the military for? But that was part of the elite's plan from the beginning, to begin to initiate this civil war.
I was reading something like a year ago, and it was saying if something pop off like that, they're going to deputize the militia.
They're going to deputize the militia. Correct. Understand? Okay, but it has to be to a point where there's total chaos where they can begin to. So Trump was thinking about it, right? Mm-hmm. Right, was already thinking about it. So they got some of the National Guard out there in certain places. Understand? So they got everything prepared. All right, and they're going to do it sooner or later, whether it's this incident or they're going to do it. They will do it. Go ahead and read on.
They encouraged themselves in an evil matter.
See, that's an evil matter. So you don't think this was the elite? You don't think this was the Illuminati? You don't think this was them planning this sacrifice killing? Understand? And it goes worldwide. London, Ireland, Germany, different countries are protesting. All China. What is China doing? Protesting for a Negro that gets killed in America.
A couple of weeks ago, they was
a couple of weeks ago they were like going to black people's houses in China saying, "Get out."
Beating us up in the damn
Beating us up. So what is that about? So something is funny here, right? Something ain't right, right? But go to show you globalization. Understand? So, okay, go ahead.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
Right. So they encourage themselves in an evil matter, so they come together, and what they do is think of how they could destroy you, or how they could, let's say, bring chaos and confusion and death and destruction in your community. Understand? And so they think about it, and they go deep. If in some cases, because they're in their witch covens or whatever, they bring Satan down, and Satan tell them, this is how you do it. This is what I want done. That's how deep they are. Remember, their God is Satan. Okay? So they go that far. Okay? They commune of laying snares privately. Understand? So it's a private matter. Then they bring it out into the forefront and then practice it, and it goes out publicly. All right? So that's what that was. That was a public sacrifice killing. Understand? Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead, Up.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
They search out iniquity. They search out how they could bring death, destruction, and bloodshed and take over nations and destroy people. They search it out. Okay? How can we? Well, we know what the Mosiah says in the Bible because they know the Bible. How can we go against that? See, they search out iniquity. See? How can we go against that? Because that's who they are. Okay? They're the negative. They're the children of Satan and sons and daughters of Satan. Understand? Go ahead, Up.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
See, and they accomplish it. See? They accomplish a diligent search. How can you come up with a virus and then put the virus out there? This virus, they had this virus for a long time. This COVID-19 is not a new virus. Understand?
No, it's not. Like, you can go look it up. Like, they had a swine-centric coronavirus. It's been around since, like, around 2013.
2013.
Yeah,
it's been around for a long
people
time.
In Jersey got it.
Exactly. So it's been around for a long period of time. So they search out iniquities, and then they accomplish it, meaning they succeed in it. But sometimes when they search out their iniquities, they say, we're going to save that one for, few years ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? A few years down the line. And then all of a sudden they put it out. And then they put it out so it can succeed. And I'm going to tell you, they go deep. They go pray to Satan and everything, man, for these things to work. But because, we're the children of the Most High, it only works to the degree that the Most High allows it, and then it don't work no more. And then Esau got to come with another thing, understand? Because he thought crack would wipe us out. And it didn't. It just, he thought AIDS would wipe us out. And those are all meant for our communities. Understand? All the drugs and everything would wipe us out. He thought, he thought that the poisoning of the food and the water on it would wipe us out. He figured it would do more damage, and it did a lot of damage. We know it's doing a lot of damage, but more than what they expected. And it's not. Why? Because we're the children of the Most High. The Most High said there's no enchantment against the children of Jacob. Okay? Only to whom the Most High allow it to happen to, and that's what's happening here. So, yeah, did the Most High allow that to happen when the brother got killed? Well, yeah. Okay? Yeah. The Most High allowed it. But the sacrifice has to come so that the chosen can wake up and recognize this is the Most High doing. Understand? It has to come. There's no redemption without bloodshed. All people got to understand that. But what are they protesting for? They're protesting for equal rights, civil rights, the same thing. And it's not working. How many times are you going to keep protesting for the same thing and they don't change? So even Martin Luther King had to realize and said, something, I think I'm leading my people into a burning house. Because he realized they're not going to change. They're not going to change. And that's what Malcolm X was trying to tell the people. You know what I'm saying? These people are who they are. You're not going to change. That's why the Most High said, can a leopard change his spots? Okay? You're not going to change them. Okay? So this is what our people don't understand yet. And the Most High is trying to show them. Okay? Go ahead, Doc. Finish that.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and the heart is deep.
See how deep it is? So that means deep, meaning what? They will even go to their gods, their idol gods, Satan and so forth, and ask, can it manifest? Can there's iniquity and how they're going to try to take over us or overcome us or kill us or whatever it is to manifest so it'll work. And of course, in that situation where the police was nailing his knee in his neck, well, that manifested itself and it worked. See? But it worked to the level where the Most High, to the degree where the Most High wants to wake us up. That's why the Most High allowed it to happen to wake us up. But more has to happen because our people are not waking up. They're not waking up, okay, like they're supposed to. All right, so, okay, go ahead, read 7.
Verse 7, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with the arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded.
Yeah, so the Most High shall shoot at them with the arrow. Suddenly now they're going to be wounded. All right, so in these last days, the Most High going to shoot at them. So it's all coming back. Just like, for example, the opioid situation. Most High came back with that. And now their children all across America and throughout the earth are suffering from this opioid crisis. The Most High shot back. And they know it too. They know that's the Most High shooting back. Okay, so the Most High got them back. That's why sometimes we got to understand, we got to wait on the Most High. We got to wait on Yahweh Shai. Yeah, go ahead, read it.
This is the book of Obadiah, verse 16. For as ye have drink upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
They had not been. Okay, so now they're going to drink now. So where we had to drink, and we had to drink the wrath of the Most High for our sins, and the Most High bringing other nations down upon us, and Esau and all other nations. So now the Most High is going to turn around. He's going to turn it around, and now they're going to drink the wrath of the Most High. That's why Scripture says the Most High is angry. The Most High is angry at them. That's why the Most High said, I would bring my whirlwinds down upon them. Understand? In anger and in fury against them. Right? And that's what's happening. So I just wanted to show you that. So now when you go to Romans 9th chapter, and here's what the Most High is saying here. Romans 9th chapter, and the first verse.
Romans 9, verse 1. I say the truth in Yahushua. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKodesh.
Right. So this is Paul, the Apostle Paul, right? And Paul is saying here, he say the truth only in Hamashiach Yahushua, right? That his conscience also bear witness in the Holy Spirit. So again, brothers, allow your conscience, and sisters, allow your conscience to bear witness in the Holy Spirit of Hamashiach Yahushua. Because in these last days, that's what it's coming down to. All right? It's coming down to the Holy Spirit of the Most High in Yahushua. Nothing else. Okay? Nothing else. All right, that's what we got to realize. Okay, read the second verse.
That I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
Right. So here's the deal now. Paul is saying, for I could wish that myself were cursed from Hamashiach Yahushua for my brethren. Understand? So who are Paul's brethren? All right, so when you go to Romans 11, okay, Paul will tell you who he is. Romans 11 and 1. Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, have God cast away his people?
Have the Most High cast away? That's the question, right? Have the Most High cast away his people? Go ahead.
Yahweh forbid.
Yahweh forbid, meaning no. That's what that means. No, he didn't cast us off forever, and that's what that we were taught, right? That that they were cast off forever and never able to come back to the Most High. See? Yep. All right. So go ahead, Doc.
For I also am an Israelite.
So now here's Paul saying, I also am an Israelite. Okay. Where a lot of people think Paul was a Roman. He was born in Rome, right? He was born in Tarsus in Rome. But Paul said, yeah, I was born in Rome, but I'm an Israelite. See? Go ahead.
For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Benjamin, right. So Paul is giving you what? His genealogy. And who he is. His inheritance, who he is here. So if Paul is an Israelite of the seed, see, seed meaning what? Race. Inheritance, right? It means what race you are. That's what seed means, what race you are, basically, okay? So if you want to call somebody a racist, well, hell, I'm a racist because I'm from the seed, right, of Abraham, right, of the tribe of Judah. I'm an Israelite, and I'm for my race, so I guess I'm a racist, right? How about that? People understand what racist means. Racist just means you're for your race.
Yep, it means to esteem your nation, more than any other nation.
Yeah, take up for your nation more than any other nation. It don't mean that that you won't deal with other nations, okay? But it means your nation is, you put your nation first more than the other nations, okay? And you're supposed to. You're supposed to. You're supposed to put your nation first more than any other nation. Okay, all this equality crap, that's another philosophical doctrine from the white man. That's all that is.
That's right.
That's all it is. Okay? They taught us that. The elite taught our people that. Because they know that's madness. There's no such thing as all nations are equal. Okay? All right, no such thing as that. And they know that. But of course, they plan, they're contrary to the Most High. So what the Most High says, separate yourself from amongst the nations, they're going to come and say, let's be equal. Okay, and let's come together. And where the scripture says, they mingle themselves, the sons of men. Understand? So, okay. So Paul is saying he's from the tribe of Benjamin, and he's an Israelite from the seed of Abraham. So now when you go back and you read the third verse again, then you'll understand who's Paul's brethren. Okay, read that again. Third verse.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
Right, see? So now you get some understanding, right? So who are Paul's brethren? Who are his kinsmen? See, the Most High had the word kinsman added there, right? To give you some understanding that it's talking about, your people, your next of kin, your people. Understand? So that's what Paul is talking about, according to the flesh. See? So according to the flesh, meaning Paul mentions seed.
That's right.
Understand? He mentions seed. That's what he means, according to the flesh, seed. Who are my people that are part of my seed or my race or my inheritance? And that's what he's talking about. Understand? And so, just to give you some understanding, when you go to 2 Samuel 5:1, okay, David speaks, or the people that were back then, okay, David was going to be made king, and they would come together as one under David. This is what they told David, right? 2 Samuel 5:1.
2 Samuel 5, verse 1. Then came all the tribes of Yasharallah.
All the tribes of Yasharallah. Go ahead.
Then came all the tribes of Yasharallah to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh.
So what do you think that means? In relation to Romans 9:3, okay, my kinsmen, my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, and you read that, thy bone and thy flesh. So what are the tribes of Israel saying to David? That we are what? We're the same people, man. We're the same people. Okay? We're the same, according to seed, according to inheritance, according to race, we're the same people. That's what they're saying. Flesh, according to the flesh. Paul is saying the same thing here. So right here, Paul is he's not talking about other nations or bringing other nations in. He's saying, I'm just dealing with my people. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the churches don't read this. Why don't the churches read this? Because then they would find out that the Most High is dealing with what? One nation. They're dealing with everybody. Understand? So according to the flesh. And then let's get maybe one more. 2 Samuel 19. 2 Samuel 19:12. Just go there and let's get one more, just for understanding's sake, so we understand what Paul is talking about. 2 Samuel 19:12. All right.
2 Samuel 19, verse 12. Ye are my brethren, ye are my bones and my flesh.
Okay, how about that? Ye are, now in relation to Romans 9:3, you got it all here. Paul said brethren. Paul said flesh, right? So you got it here too. Ye are my brethren. Ye are my bones. Ye are my flesh. Okay, now read the rest of that.
Wherefore then are ye the last to bring back the king.
Okay, so the tribes of Israel are showing you. They were showing David, we are you, you are us. Okay, so we're all one people. That's what they're basically saying. Okay, we're all one people. So now when you turn back to Romans 9:3, Paul got to be saying the same thing, right? It's got to be saying the same thing, because Paul wouldn't say my brother. He wouldn't put kinsman there. Why would he put kinsman? See? So because Paul is bringing it on a deeper level. Okay, he's saying kinsman. Then he said according to the flesh, meaning according to seed. That's why when you go to Romans 11:1, Paul is telling you he's from the seed of Abraham. Understand? Of the tribe of Benjamin. I'm saying, an Israelite. So he's giving you all three of those factors that make him what people and what inheritance and what nation he's from. So the same thing here. Okay? So that was Romans 9:3. Then when you go to the 4th verse.
Who are Israelites?
And there you go, right? So brethren, kinsmen, and flesh. Who are they?
Israelites.
Right. Who are Israelites. Understand? So it's showing you who the Most High is dealing with. Now the question lies, now a lot of people may say, well, who are the Israelites? Okay, so now you got to understand the Israelites, the real Israelites are the so-called Negro, Western, and Haitian, Puerto Rican, the 12 tribes of Israel. Understand? They're the real 12 tribes, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? Then when you understand that, then you know who the Most High has chosen is. Understand? It's not them fake ones over there in Israel. Okay? So Paul is saying who are Israelites. Understand? Okay? Now Paul is going to break down what belongs to them as a people. Understand? Go ahead, Doc.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
Uh-oh. To whom pertaineth the adoption? Go ahead.
And the glory.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, there's more things that belong to them. The glory, go ahead.
And the covenants.
There's even more things that belong to them.
And the giving.
And more things. Okay, go ahead.
Of the law.
And more things that belong to them. All this belongs to the Israelites. How about that? You can see why the nations hate you.
Yes.
And you can see why symbolically when that police officer put his knee on his neck, that's how they all felt.
Come on.
That was symbolic. This is what we feel about you Negroes. And we don't never want to let our knee off your neck. How about that, huh?
Come on.
Symbolic, right? How about that? So instead of us trying to protest and bring Edomites in, all nations in, and we sing We Shall Overcome and all that, what should we be doing? You know what I'm saying?
Separating ourselves.
Separating ourselves.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, separate.
Separate.
And that's in Leviticus where the Most High said, I chose you as a nation to separate yourselves from other nations. You know, that's in the scriptures. Separate yourselves.
Come on.
Okay? That's not racism. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
All nations separate themselves from other nations. And they build up their people first.
Come on.
Come on, man. Unbelievable. Go ahead.
And the service of Yahweh. And the promises.
Wow, the nations say, when the nations read it, they say, damn, well, what do we got? It says, anything left for us? Anything left for us? They said, what, these Israelites mean the ones that we got in captivity in the ghettos and slums and projects, calling each other niggas and all that and killing one another. They're the real Jews with their pants hanging down. You know what I'm saying? Killing one another, raping one another, murdering one another, all that stuff. These are the real Jews. And all this belongs to them. So what are we going to get?
Come on.
So when you go to, what is it, Isaiah 40:17, we'll tell you what they get. Moses said, here's what they're going to get. Is it 40:17? Yeah. Read that one. Isaiah 47. This is what they're going to get. See, when they read that and then read this, they say, whoa, wait a minute. What kind of power is the Most High?
Oh, I got a precept for that.
Yeah.
God.
Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 17. All nations before him are as nothing.
They're nothing. See, the nations are nothing to the Most High. So when they read what everything that you're going to get versus what they're going to get, right? Hey, just think about it. You go to the Most High, the nations go to the Most High, say, Most High, what am I going to get? Am I going to get any kind of blessing? And Most High just tell me, read Isaiah 40:17. You'll read what I already said it. What you're going to get. How about that? I already said it. The nations are as nothing. Go ahead, finish that.
All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity.
Yeah, vanity. How about that? You're less than nothing? That means you're pretty much worthless to the Most High. Think about that. Understand? So that's why when we read these scriptures and you come to a level of understanding, now you see why we got to come together, all right, and worship the Most High in righteousness. Because look what the Most High has given us versus the other nations. Look what level that we're on versus the other nations. See, that's what, because we're not acting on the level, an intelligent level, a wise level. Right. A level of wisdom and knowledge that, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be the example of the nations, how to act. Do you understand? And we're not acting like that. So this is why the nations are angry. The nations are angry too is because we're not on the level that we should be. We're not the example that we should be. That's why the scriptures also bring in the manifest, the nations and the creature is waiting for the manifestations of the chosen to do the right thing. They're waiting for us because look, the other nations they don't like the way society's going. They're mad. They're mad as hell.
That's right.
They hate this too. All right, and so they're waiting for us to get right, so that the world and the earth can get right. The earth is at a course because we're at a course. Understand? The earth is in confusion because we're in confusion. We're not right with the Most High. And a lot of the people in the nations, they know this too. Understand? All right? but we have to come to the realization we got to do it. They can't, for them to say, to try to get us to do it, it's not going to work. We got to realize it. Understand? We got to realize it. All right? Just like you got to realize your own sins and faults, and then you got to turn around and turn back to the Most High yourself. Understand? So, somebody else can tell you, but out of pride, a lot of times you don't do it. You got to come to that realization in yourself to do it. And as a nation, we got to do the same thing. Yeah, go ahead. You can bring a precept.
Got a precept?
Yeah, this is the book of 2nd Esdras 6, and I'm going to start at 55.
Yeah, get out.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Yeah.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing.
See, and tell them where you at again.
2nd Esdras 55, going into 56.
All right, that's an apocrypha. So they are nothing. So that goes with Isaiah 40:17. Most High said they are nothing. As for the other people, they are nothing. So you don't think that their chief rabbis and Christian leaders read that and say, wait a minute, that's talking about us. We better keep our knee on their neck. Right? We better keep our knee on their neck. This is what they're saying. So that was symbolic. That killing was symbolic, man, and how they really feel about you. They really want to keep their knee on your neck, man. Their knee on your neck. Okay, go ahead, Doc. You got a precept?
Got a precept.
Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
Come on.
But be like unto spittle.
They're spit.
It has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
They're spit. That's what they are. So the Most High consider. So when the Most High spit out his mouth, all right, that's how he look at the other nations. How about that? Okay, in true essence. All right. The whole earth is out of course because we're out of course. Because we are in line with the whole planet Earth. We're in line with the zodiac. We're in line with the 12 zodiacs. That's us.
That's right.
The power of that is us. The 12 tribes, 12 zodiacs. The power of that is us. You understand? That's where our spiritual power lies. In the spirit. Okay? And those zodiacs are real. Okay? There's power in those zodiac signs. They're real. Okay? So, but they're in line with us because we're the 12 tribes. We're connected to the zodiac sign. Understand? But now it's on the left-hand side. Understand? That's why Esau, he knows about the zodiac signs, but he uses it in witchcraft. Understand? To keep his thing going. Understand? So that's why he called it a zodiac and gives it, horoscope, horror. There's nothing horrifying about the zodiac signs. Understand? There's nothing horrifying. The Most High says they're for the healing of the nations. Read the scriptures. Okay? That's why one is issued each month. This so-called zodiac is issued each month for the healing of the nations. And that when we represent the healing of the nations. But the nations aren't healed because why? We're not healed yet. So when we get healed, the nations get healed. Understand? So that's how it is. So go ahead, Doc.
Romans 8:22.
Bring it out!
For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth.
There you go.
And pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit.
Yeah, we are the first fruits of the Most High. Because he told Moses to tell Pharaoh, who's his chosen? Who's his son? He said, Israel is my son. Tell Pharaoh that, please, in case he's wondering. Israel is my son, even Pharaoh, my firstborn. See? Even my firstborn. That's the nation of Israel. Understand? So it goes with that. Go ahead, Doc.
Even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
There you go. Okay? So hold that scripture because we're going to come back to that adoption part. Okay? So now when you go back to Romans 9, okay? Now the brother read in Romans 9:4, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, because he read that, right? The adoption. So the nations are upset and mad at you because why? Yahweh Shai is coming back to what? To adopt you back. And you can also put the word redeem, you know what I'm saying, there too. To redeem you back. To redeem meaning to adopt you back or buy back. That's what redeem meant.
Exactly.
That's what redeem means, to buy you back. Yahweh Shai is coming to adopt us or buy us back. Understand? So, where we were like a child that was kicked out of the house from the Most High, understand? And now we're like foster children. We're like foster children amongst the nations, right? And the Most High said, okay, Yahweh Shai, you got to redeem these people. Understand? That's why the Most High sent Yahweh Shai, so he could die on the cross for the sins of the nation of Israel to reconcile us back. Because there was no reconciliation, all right, back to the Most High if Yahweh Shai didn't do it. There wouldn't have been none. All right? So something had to be done. So the Most High said, okay, Yahweh Shai was like, I got to go down there? Yeah, you got to go down there and redeem them back. Otherwise, that's it. I'm not, they're not going to be my people no more. I'm going to cast them out forever. So Yahweh Shai had to be the reconciliator, all right, to redeem us back to the Most High. That's what all that was about. Yahweh Shai coming to die on the cross for the sins of the nation of Israel. So we can have an ability to come back and pray to the Most High and be redeemed. Otherwise, we wouldn't have that ability. Like the nations don't have that ability, they don't have it. The nations can pray all they want. The Most High don't really hear the prayers. Who hears their prayers? Their idol gods hear their prayers, which are demons. The demons answer their prayers. See, people think, oh, it's a blessing. No, that's not a blessing. A demon blessed them. See, understand the difference. We want to be blessed by the Most High.
That's right.
We don't want a demon to bless you. If a demon bless you, that's it, brother. That's it. That means the Most High left you alone. Understand? The Most High left you alone. That's what that means. We want the Most High to intervene, you know what I'm saying, and stop that demon so that you can be blessed by the Most High. And understand? So that's why sometimes we're still in our trials and tribulations, because the Most High blocked the demon from affecting you. Because the demon want to deceive you and give you all kinds of blessings and this and that and that. So you'll think it's the Most High when it's not. You think it's the Most High. It's not the Most High. It's the demon that blessed you. But he didn't fool you again. Understand? So, but the Most High keeps you, he'll bless you as you go. Understand? If you're really on the level in this truth, the Most High will bless you, you know what I'm saying, as you go. And he'll keep you. Understand? He'll keep you. All right? The Most High don't let you get too far into this world where you be lost now. The Most High keeps you. And that's the Most High's blessing. Understand? All right? So, who obtaineth the adoption. And so we are adopted. So the brother read that scripture, right? Which, let's see. Well, I tell you what. Before we go there, we're going to come back to that. But let's just prove and show, because the scripture says who are Israelites. We got to show that Israel is the Most High's chosen, because a lot of people don't understand that Israel, the Most High is doing Israel, and the churches don't teach that. They don't teach. They teach Christians are the Most High's chosen. That's not it. It's Israel, Most High dealing with nations. Because when you say Christians, that means you're bringing in everybody. Anybody who wants to be a Christian. Okay? The Most High said, no, it's not Christian or Christianity. It's Israelite. I'm dealing with my nation. Okay? So when you go to Exodus 4:22, read that real quick, and then Deuteronomy 7:6, the Most High specifies. Okay? He specifies who he's going to choose.
Exodus what, Elder?
4:22, which I quoted it before, but now you're going to read it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh, Yasharallah is my son, even my firstborn.
There you go, see? Even my firstborn. See? Yasharallah is my son, even my firstborn. So you got to understand, so when Paul said who are Israelites, we just want to show that the Most High said Israel's his chosen, and that's it. There is no other nation. You can't just include everybody else, okay? And then Deuteronomy 7:6. Okay, Deuteronomy 7:6.
Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people unto thy Elohim Yahweh. Thy Elohim Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. So the Most High said what? That he's your chosen. They chose you to be a special people above everybody.
Come.
Again,
That's right.
when these nations and their top rabbis and Christian leaders read that above, understand? You are set above.
That's right. They don't like that.
They don't like that. So what does that do in them? That agitates that hatred they already have for you that's perpetual in them, right?
Come.
Understand? But the elite understand it, so it agitates them. They're saying, damn, they're above us. Right? We got to keep our knee on their neck. Again. Understand? That's what that was about. Okay?
I got another precept, Elder.
Okay, read it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, 19 and 20. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any other nation, and as for their judgments, they have not known them.
There you go. So that proves it right there, right? He has not dealt so with no other nation. Okay, he showed his commandments and laws and statutes only to Israel. That means he excluded all the other nations from his laws, statutes, and commandments.
Come.
Which is meant for the whole world, but we are the Most High's chosen that's supposed to deliver his commandments and law statutes to the whole world, not to the whole earth. So the Most High's only dealing with you, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
When we messed up, now the whole earth goes into confusion.
That's right.
Because the Most High's not going to deal with nobody else. Yeah, he gave the other nations a chance to rule, but you see they couldn't keep the commandments. None of the other nations who ruled, and you go all the way back to the Egyptian Empire, you know what I'm saying, Assyrian Empire, Babylonian Empire, all the way up, Persian Empire, Greek Empire, Roman Empire, Ottoman Empire, all the way on up, the Renaissance period, and now you're hearing the British Empire, Spanish Empire, the French Empire, all of them. No one keeps the commandments.
Yep.
Okay, now America. You know America's not keeping the commandments. So because why? The Most High's not dealing with those nations. He's dealing with us. So we're the ones that got to come back together and begin to keep these commandments. Then the Most High will come and deal with us. See? All right. And so now when you read Leviticus 20:24, Leviticus 20th chapter and 24th verse.
Leviticus 20th chapter, 24th verse.
Read that.
But I said unto you, ye shall inherit their land.
We're going to inherit their land. Go ahead.
And I will give it unto you to possess it.
See? So the Most High is telling Israel that you're going to inherit their land. Meaning, like, remember the Canaanites were dwelling in our land? The land of Canaan. We're going to inherit their land. It's our land anyway. That's how the Most High set it up. But the Canaanites were just cultivating it, but, for us before we get there. Cultivating land. It's like, who's cultivating the land now in Israel? So-called Jew, right?
Yeah.
All they're doing is cultivating land, but, for us. And then when we get there, what are we going to do? Okay, get out. They were taking it back over.
That's right.
Okay, well, they don't have to get out because they're going to be our slaves. So, okay, you can stay, but you're going to be a slave. Now, give me that house. I want that house that you built up. That's all we're taking it back over, brother. Yeah, give me that palace. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Give me that condominium. Just give it to us. And now you're going to be our slaves. Now go out there and work in the fields and bring in the corn. It's just going to transition itself just like that. I'm serious. The slaves are already over there. We don't, as a matter of fact, we don't even want them to go nowhere. Just stay right there. We're coming, and we're going to put everything back in order. That's all. We don't want them going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to touch a brick. I'm not building nothing, brother. Our slaves are going to do that. Read Isaiah 14. Our slaves are going to do all that stuff. Okay? All that is coming. All right? Captivity. And they know captivity is coming for them. He that leadeth in the captivity shall go.
Into
so they know it's coming. And this is why when they read that, they say, wait a minute. We got to keep our knee on their neck because you read it, we're going into captivity. See? Go ahead, Doc. Finish that. Did you finish it?
But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it. A land that floweth with milk and honey. I am thy Elohim Yahweh, which have separated you from other people.
How about that?
Yep.
That's so plain and simple, isn't it?
Simple.
How come they don't read these scriptures in the churches? Right? Because it talks about separation.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? It talks about, no, you're separate from me. Right? Then they got to prove that the Most High is what? You know, like a racist. The Most High is like a racist. Most High teaches separation.
Con.
Not what the Christian philosophy has been teaching, equality and come together in a rainbow coalition and all that stuff. All that mess. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
Okay, go ahead, up.
Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 19.
Bring it out.
O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanities, and things wherein there is no profit.
No profit, right. So the other nations are ultimately going to come and say, our forefathers lied. Okay? And they're going to come just like that. We're not the real Jews. We know it now. You're the real Jews. You got Edomites now confessing now that we're the real Jews. You can see it.
That's right.
All right? You can see it all on social media confessing. Okay? So now, I had to bring that out, right? Just get this last one, Psalms 74 and 2, concerning who the Israelites, right? That the Most High chose Israel over the other nations. Psalm 74 and 2. And read that loud. Psalm 74 and 2.
The book of Psalms, chapter 74, verse 2. Remember my congregation, which thou hast purchased of old, the rod of thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed, this Mount Zion, wherein thou hast dwelt.
See, there you go. Understand? So remember thy congregation. So David is asking the Most High to remember thy congregation. Even David seen in the vision that the Most High showed him that we were going to go into captivity in these last days, that we were going to go into captivity. David seen all that. The prophets seen all that was going to happen to us, right? So he's saying, remember thy congregation, Most High. Let's remember us, okay? Which thou hast purchased of old, see? Most High purchased us. Understand? Most High bought us. Most High brought us. And when you read the scriptures, right, when we came out of Egypt, okay, Most High purchased us out of Egypt, okay? Yep. There was sacrifices that were done so that we can be delivered out of Egypt, man. He killed all the firstborn of all Egypt. See, there's no redemption without bloodshed. So what do you think is going to happen in America? More than just the firstborn. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, all of America is going out this time. See, this is modern day Egypt. See, that happened in ancient Egypt. Okay, the firstborn to the Most High and destroyed the whole Egypt. But this time, all of America, all of modern day Egypt is going. It's going. All of it's going. There ain't going to be no firstborn and leave America to live happily ever after. No, it's not going to happen like that. It's all gone, brother. It's over. It's over. Okay, so remember that congregation which thou hast purchased of old, see? The rod of thine inheritance, see? So that's why Paul said, who are Israelites? Because we're the rod of thine inheritance. And if you get Jeremiah 10:16, it tells you the same thing. The rod of thine inheritance. So the Most High has an inheritance. So how come the nations don't understand that? Understand? How come the Christian church don't understand that? Okay? The rod of thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed, right? Buy back, right? So you can relate that to what? Adoption. Okay? Yahweh Shai is going to adopt us back or buy us back. Actually, Yahweh Shai did it already. Believe it or not, he did already. He did. It's done deal. Just that the action of it has to take place, but he already did it. It's already a done deal. Understand? When he died in the cross of sin, the nation of Israel, we were bought back. Understand? That was Yahweh Shai's sacrifice for the nation of Israel on the cross for the nation of Israel He did it. That was the reconciliation. We're brought back already. We just had to go into captivity. We just had to go through the punishment.
That's right.
Understand? We had to go through the punishment, but it's already a done deal. Understand? And you know when the Most High prophesies something, you know it's going to happen.
Yep, don't come back in vain.
It's going to come back. And so this is why the elite are running around, scrambling around like, what the hell are we going to do? So this is why they got to do things like, put their knee on your neck, understand? To agitate you so you can protest, so you can go into, chaos and confusion like, what's going on? All that emotion, so they can come out with their military and shoot you down in the streets. That's how they think. They can't, what else can they do? So Satan's thing is, look, they're the children of the Most High, let's just kill them all. That's what they really want to do. But that's not going to happen. But they want to kill. But the Most High going to let some of that happen. Understand? So that's why, in order for us to really protect ourselves from Esau, remember his secret counsel and what he has in mind to do. This is why you got to pray. And you only remember we were talking about the blood. Remember the blood on the doorpost from the death angel. So when the Most High bring that death angel, it won't affect you as a nation or your family, because it's coming. Understand? It's coming. So we got to understand that it's only in Yahweh Shai, because here it is, only in Yahweh Shai, with the rod of thine inheritance. You got Jeremiah 10:16?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, read that out.
Okay.
Yeah, read that.
Jeremiah 10:16. The portion of Jacob is not like them.
We're not like the other nations. Go ahead.
For he is the former of all things.
See? Everything come out of us. This whole earth come out of us. You know what I'm saying? All nations and all people come out of us. We're the form of all things. Go ahead.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
There you go. Israel is the rod of the Most High's inheritance. No other nation. Okay? So now when you go back to Psalm 74:2, okay, now David's going to reiterate that, right? He reiterates it. All right? Remember thy congregation, which thou hast purchased of old, the rod of thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed, this Mount Zion. See, now the Most High is saying Mount Zion, because we're also known as what? The Mount Zion.
That's right.
Mount Zion is a people. That's the nation of Israel. Zion represents like monument, high mount, monument. So the mountain of the Most High is Zion. So Zion is not only the children of Israel, it's also the actual tabernacle, Mount Zion. Israel, Jerusalem, tabernacle of David, Mount Zion. Understand? So it's a people and a place. Understand? So that's what the Most High is showing us here. It's a people and a place. Understand? So he's not only going to redeem the people, he got to redeem the actual land too. Because he got to purchase it back or buy it back and get it out of Esau's hands. That's another reason why Yahweh Shai is coming. To get back the land, to wrestle it away from Esau. Because Esau got it now, right? It's in his hands. To wrestle it away from him. And to get it, because we can't do it. We can't do it by ourselves, right? We need, Yahweh Shai got to do it. Because it's Yahweh Shai's land, it's the Most High's land. So he got to do it. But we are his battle axe and weapons of war.
That's right. That's right.
We're going to be right there.
I got it.
Understand? Okay. This Mount Zion wherein thou hast dwelt. See, the Most High only dwells in Zion. He dwells in us with the people of Zion, and he dwells in the actual Mount Zion, which is the tabernacle of David. Okay, come. So there you go. I mean, and so Paul, when you go back, this is what Paul was saying. So, Romans 9:4. So we can go back, right? Who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption. Okay? When a child is adopted, right? A child is adopted because the family or the father or the mother gave the child away to be adopted. So let's think how what the Most High kicked us out of the land, gave us away to the other nations. Gave us away to the other nations, right? We're like in foster care, or you know what I'm saying, or adopted, but you know what I'm saying. But now the Most High saying, in Yahweh Shai, I'm gonna redeem you back. I'm coming to get you back. Because when you're in foster care, what happens? Sometimes the parent...
They neglect you.
Yeah, they neglect you, but sometimes they come back and do what? To get you back.
Oh, okay.
They're able to, you know what I'm saying? In the court systems, if they're able to show that they can be legitimate parents and good parents, they can get back the children.
Right.
Understand? Even though this ain't the case, we messed up. So the Most High saying, I'm going to get you back because you messed up. Not because the Most High being the parent and Yahweh messed up. No, they didn't. Most High didn't mess up. We messed up. See? So the Most High sent Yahweh to redeem us back as his children now. Okay? Because the Most High want his sons and daughters back. He said Israel's like a wife to him. A delicate woman. You know? Ain't nothing better than your wife. She's a delicate woman, and the man's job and the husband's job is to protect her, right? That's what the Most High is doing. He's going to protect you now. But when we sin, the Most High said, I'm going to give you up to them. See how you like that? When you don't have the Most High's protection, brother, it's hell out there, man. It's hell. I'm telling you, it's hell. Understand? It's hell, man. So the Most High showed us a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? And we've been through hell, brother, okay, as a nation. All right? So the adoption now, just to give you understand what adoption, what the Most High represents adoption, you can read the one that you read. I think you read in what, Galatians? What did you read?
Romans 8.
Okay, read that. Read Romans 8 again, and it's concerning the adoption part. Tell them where you at.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
See, there you go. So we groan in earnest expectation of the redemption, okay, from Hamashiach. Okay, the adoption, okay, of Hamashiach. We groan. And not only you groan individually, right, in spirit, because you know something ain't right out here, right? Until you came into the truth, you know something ain't right out here. Something ain't right. Right? And then the Most High says, okay, you cry, Abba, Father. See, we cry, Abba, Father. In spirit, you crying out like, Most High, what the hell's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right here. That's the way I felt before I came into truth. Something ain't right here. This world, something ain't right. So I cried, Abba, Father, and then the Most High, you know, and then I started praying for the truth. I started praying, you know, I started just praying. Didn't go to church to pray either. I just started praying. And it took about a year. I had to wait a whole year. I was just, you know what I'm saying, about a whole year. And then the Most High was directing me the whole time. Then he finally let me see brothers on the street speaking. Understand? So, and then that's how the Most High woke me up and answered the prayer. Sometimes your prayer don't get answered right away. It gets the Most High that makes you wait. That's just, you know, sometimes it's faith. The Most High is seeing your faith, what you're going to do, but it makes you wait before he answers the prayer. And he answered after about a year, and then I said, oh, okay, that's what the Most High was talking about. See, now I know. See, wisdom, understand? Guiding the Most High, guiding you into the truth. Okay, everybody is guided into the truth. However it came to you, that was the Most High. However it came to you. Somebody said, but I was in prison, and a brother came to me and started talking about Israel. I said, Israel? What the hell are you talking about? See, that's the Most High. You woke up to right. Even the word Israel, that you're a Hebrew Israelite. What are you talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, the brother says, show me, man. Show me out the Bible. And then there you go. See, now you woke up to it. You know what I'm saying? You think that's yourself. That's not yourself. The Most High just guided you that way. And that's how you woke up. Understand? Everybody wakes up differently, you know, how they come in. Understand? And sometimes your wife could, you know, you could be in the truth, and next thing you know, you're talking to the woman that, you know, is going to be your wife. You say, we know the Bible says we're Israelites. You know what I'm saying? No, and not. Yeah, let me show you. And okay, and that's how your wife know now. She know now. Now she woke up. She can't say she ain't wake up to the truth. She can't say nobody told her, didn't tell her, right? There you go. It's done deal. And the Most High know it's done. Once it's done, and that truth is revealed to you like that, it's a done deal. You can't say to the Most High, but nobody showed me. No, you can't say that. It's a done deal now. Understand? It's over. Understand? You know it now. That's why people walk by and they close their ears. You ever see this? You know, they walk by like this because they don't want to get convicted of the truth. Because once you know, you know. It's in your spirit. And remember, the Most High is dealing with us spiritually. So once you hear it, that's it. So done deal. It's sealed. You know what I'm saying? You can't say nobody was. That's why the Most High said, my prophets, I'm going to send out there rising up early in the morning. Let me say that so they can teach. And the word is spiritual. It goes out and it flies. You know, the angels take your word. That's why speaking and being a prophet, Paul says, the greatest gift to man. It's the greatest gift. Because when you prophesy, your word just goes. And there can be nobody in front of you. But there's people still walking by. And that word, what? Flies. And it goes in the ear. That person way on the corner is sitting there listening. And we don't even see them sometimes, but they all listening.
Prophesied to the wind.
Yeah. And the wind carries it right to them. And that's the one that's going to come in. The ones that weren't even in front of you just passing by, those aren't the ones that come in. The one that was on the corner way down the block listening, they could hear it. Next thing you know, they come right in, you know. Understand? And you like, brother, I didn't see you out there speaking. No, he was out there. Just that he was, you know, hiding around the corner. You know, so that's how it is sometimes. Who had a precept?
I got it.
Yeah.
2 Peter 3:8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is
one day.
1 day.
Come.
So when you said, you know, it took you a while,
Yeah.
He heard you.
He heard me.
Had to take some time.
Yeah. And we in the flesh, for us, you know, a year is like, you know, be a long time to us, but the Most High is like a minute.
Yep.
You know, so, you know, understand what I'm saying? So that's how the Most High operates. Yeah. So showing we got to be patient. Understand?
Absolutely.
We have to be patient. Understand? You have to be patient with the Most High, because everything with the Most High is, you know, Most High dealing with prophecies. I'm saying His word, and His word has to manifest. You can't haste above the Most High's word. Understand? When you do that, then you're not a profitable servant to the Most High. When you haste above the word, that's what's wrong with Judas Iscariot. You know, he wanted to bring down the Romans before it's time. That was his problem. He wanted to be hasty. He was too hasty. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why, you know, Peter cut the man's ear off. The Roman centurion, and Yahushua said, it's not that time yet. He took the ear and put it back on the man. You know what I'm saying? Healed the man's ear. Right. Understand? Because he said, you know, use the sword, you're going to perish by the sword.
Yeah, he did say that.
It's not the time now. Understand? But there is going to come a time. You can't haste above the Most High, so we have to be patient. And you have to learn that in time. As you're in the truth, you got to learn. Just, you know, Yahushua dealing with it. That's why, like I said, this opioid situation, notice how in time the Most High got them back.
Right?
You know, but we want the Most High to get them back when we want, because we're in the flesh, and we, you know what I'm saying? But in time, the Most High getting them back. And He did. He's getting them back now, and they suffering, bro. You know, I see it firsthand at the hospital. They suffering, bro. They suffering. They're in misery, man. And they can't stop it. For whatever reason, they can't. And this thing got them like a demon that's in them. They can't stop it. And I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to quit, but it just, you know, it just attacks me. And just, you know, just gets me. See? The opioid thing, that's, you know, it's a demon.
Even with the crack, man, like just living in Middletown, like most of the crackheads you see, they white.
Yeah, they're white now.
And all the drugs and the white people
it's got them. Most High got them. Most High said, "Say I got your back." Because we had to be patient. Most High get them, and the Most High would do that for us if we return back to Him. And the Most High would get them back faster than that if we just return back to Him and righteous. He'll do it fast too. But we're not right yet. All of us are not right yet. So the adoption in Ephesians 1 and 5, you go to Ephesians 1 and 5, so that's to give you an understanding what the adoption represent. The adoption is redemption or redeeming, all right, to buy you back. So showing you that if they read this scripture and think this is talking about everybody, it's not talking, Christians are not going to be adopted back. Do you understand? Jehovah's Witnesses are not going to be adopted back. Muslims are not going to be adopted back. Understand? Episcopalians and Pentecostals and all these religions, they're not going to be adopted back. It's not talking about them. It's talking about one nation. You understand? And that's it. So Ephesians 1 and 5.
The book of Ephesians chapter 1 verse 5. Having predestined us unto the adoption of children.
See? We're the adoption of children. Go ahead.
By Yahushua HaMashiach.
See, only by who?
Yahushua HaMashiach.
You know, Egyptology.
Yahushua Hamashiach.
I'm saying Christian religion.
Yahushua Hamashiach.
See, Roman Catholicism.
Yahushua Hamashiach.
See, it's only one. That's it. That's it. It's only one spirit. That's through Hamashiach Yahushua. So we got to return back to Hamashiach. So we're only going to be adopted back or redeemed back through Yahushua. That's it. Nobody else.
Come.
Understand? You know, our people out there saying, you know, they're saying prayers, and then they say, in the name of Jesus. See, that's wrong. In the name of Jesus. Understand? Now, you just said all that and then gave it up to the wrong spirit. You gave it up to the wrong spirit. So your spirit is not going to be answered. Understand? So what does that mean? Give it a few more days or a few more weeks or maybe a month or two, and somebody else going to be killed. Understand? Because you gave it up to the wrong spirit. See? So we got to give it up to Yahushua. Then Yahushua can protect us. So go ahead,
Having predestined us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua Hamashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will.
Yeah, see? His will. And it's only by his good pleasure. See? He chose us out of his good pleasure. Because he wanted to, out of his will. And the nation don't understand that. Why'd you choose them, Mosai? Why them? Why these niggas? That's how they think. No, that's how they think. Seriously.
Yeah,
the elite think that way. Because remember, it says the accuser of our brethren go to the Most. They go to the Most every day. Why you choose them? Look, Lord, we're the firstborn. See, Esau know he's the firstborn. They know he's the firstborn, right?
That's right.
They know it. We're the firstborn. They sinned. See, when it says accuser, meaning they charge you with sinning against the Most High. Lord, they sinned. But how come you hate us? How come we're not your chosen? What? No, they go to the Most High like that. But the Most High does answer them in the scriptures. Read Romans 11. We'll go there next time. When you read Romans 11, the Most High answers them. You know what I'm saying? Because they go to the Most High like that. Why? See, remember when he was giving out the blessing? Isaac was giving out the blessing?
Yeah.
He gave the blessing to Jacob. Jacob, of course, supplanted him and everything. But Esau came in crying and everything. Oh, why? Why come I can't get a blessing? Why, Lord? Why? He crying. Why, Father? Why? He's really talking to the Most High, too. You know, his spirit is like, the Most High, why? See, now they go to the Most High. Why you give it to them, not us? We're the firstborn. The kingdom should be ours. That's how Esau go to him. But no, Most High said, no. See? You can never, I'll never forgive you. There's no forgiveness. Read Hebrews 12 and 16. There's no forgiveness for Edom. None. See? And that's out of what? His goodwill. This is his pleasure.
That's right.
He chose that. See? So that's why Esau got his knee on our necks. He's jealousy, man. He's mad. Because he's not going to get nothing. All right? And then, but not only that, but he got everything now. See, the one thing about the Most High is, he is fair. He gave all nations a chance to rule, right? All nations had a chance to rule. They all lived, as a kingdom, they all lived good, man. You know what I'm saying? Read the history of Babylon.
Yeah.
Okay? Babylon had what they call the 7 wonders, man. Babylon was beautiful, brother. In what they call Iraq today. It was beautiful, man. Okay? The Persian Empire, man. You know, read the empires up. Okay? And then, read the Egyptian Empire, man. The Egyptian Empire had how many dynasties? Over 40-something dynasties? Okay?
And then Ptolemies came and took it over.
Yeah.
And they still reigned.
Yeah.
Yep.
Understand? So they lived in pleasure, man. And then, of course, you bring them to the Greek Empire, Roman Empire. They look good out. Okay? And it tells you about Babylon the Great in America. It said they lived deliciously. So they can't say that they didn't have nothing. They didn't have, the kingdom. They didn't get a chance to rule the earth. They had their chance. So if Esau lived deliciously in the earth, you know what I'm saying? How do you think the kingdom is going to be for us? We're not gonna know it till it comes, bro. It's going to far exceed what they have here. What we think is luxury living here is nothing.
It's garbage.
It's garbage, right?
Crooked inventions.
It's garbage. Yeah, everything is crooked. Pollution, water pollute, everything. It's crooked. It's evil. It's wicked. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you think having this fiat money, you're a millionaire, but it's fiat money. It's nothing. It's nothing. We're going to have the real deal. We're going to have gold, ivory, diamonds, Everything. Pearls, emeralds, everything, bro. And your house is going to be made out of that. Literally. You know, their houses are still made out of, this crap. Even though it's mansions or whatever, but it's still made out of crap. Ours is going to be out of gold, everything, brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to far exceed, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 100-fold, huh? I'm not talking about, a little bit, it's going to far exceed what they have here. Understand? But the scripture says they live deliciously. You know what I'm saying?
Got a precept?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing? My father, bless me. Bless even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
And cried. This is them, right? And they still crying. I'm going to tell you, the elite's still crying. That's why the accuser of your brother, that's in Revelation, they're still crying. Understand? So we got to understand, when they have their knee on your neck, they're still crying, brother. That's still the jealousy. That's still Esau coming after Jacob. Remember, Jacob was terrified. And remember, Rebecca said, Jacob, get out of here because your brother's going to be after you. He's still after us. You know what I'm saying? He's still after you. So that's that spirit that's in them. A lot of times they don't even know what that spirit is. Why do I hate this nigga so much? Why do I hate him so much? It's the niggas, but why? Why I hate him so much? They don't even know why. The elite know why.
Yep.
But, these peon Edomites, they don't know why. But it's in them. Because the Most High bred it in them like that. Understand? So when they put their knee on your neck, it's in them. And he just had to pose with his knee on your neck. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Because it's in them. So go ahead,
Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew from above.
Right. Okay. So that's it. We ain't got to go into all of that. But that's what they have. They have the dew from above, the fatness of the earth, and they have it, right? And now they got the fatness to a degree where it's now what they call it New World Order, globalism. They got the whole earth now. They got everything, right? So he can't say he didn't get it. He got it. But of course, he didn't get it in righteousness. So that's why the Most High going to take it from him. Yeah. And like the scripture, the Most High told Pharaoh, for the same reason I raised you up. So what? That I might show my power. So now it's time for Yahweh Shai to show his power. Understand? Okay. So now when we go back and you finish Ephesians 1 and 5.
Having predestined us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will.
Okay, and that was all of 5?
Yes.
Okay, so the good pleasure of his will, he's going to adopt us back. And now when you read Galatians, okay, the 4th chapter and the 4th verse.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 4. But when the fullness of the time was come, Yahweh sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law.
How about that? So we're talking about Hamashiach Yahushai, right? Made of a woman, meaning what? He came through the seed of man. Okay? So all that immaculate conception, all that stuff, that's out of the window. Okay? Made of a woman, meaning he came through his man and a woman. That's what that's talking about. Go ahead, Al.
To redeem them that were under the law.
See? To redemption. That were under the law. We were under the law. Okay, till we broke the covenant, right? Go ahead, Al.
That we might receive the adoption of sons.
See? That we might receive the adoption of sons. See, to redeem you back. Notice how that word redeem is in that verse and the adoption is in that verse. See? So the adoption of the sons, remember he told Moses to tell Pharaoh, Israel is my firstborn, my son. See? When you say somebody is your son, meaning you are like a parent unto them. Understand? You're a parent now unto them. Understand? Because even when somebody adopts somebody, right, they become the parent. Yeah, they become the parent. So we're the adopted sons back to the Most High. So the Most High is the heavenly Father, right? Yahweh. Okay, go ahead, up.
And because ye are sons, Yahweh hath sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your hearts, crying, Abba Nawa Yahweh.
Yeah, so that's why you cry. That's why you cry Abba, because with his father, right, in Hebrew, you cry that in your spirit. Like, what's going on here? You know? You're like, what the hell's wrong with this world? What is going on? Something ain't right here. You're crying out. That's what you're doing. You're crying out. And then the Most High begins to show you. Understand? Because you are a Hebrew Israelite. Lost. It says lost sheep, lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You're a lost sheep. Understand? So when you're lost, you cry out. You're searching for, well, who am I? What am I? That's why we're the only nation that go into all kinds of religions. You know what I'm saying? We go into all kinds of religion because we're lost sheep. We don't know who we are. Understand? We're just everywhere, man. Understand? We don't know who we are. Okay? So go ahead, Ak. You go on to the 7th verse.
Wherefore thou art no more servant, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of Yahweh through Yahushua.
Right. See, so we're no more servants no more, right? So ultimately, we're finding out that our servitude is going to be almost over, serving other nations and Esau and so forth. So we're no more servants. We're going to be sons now. And the only way you can be sons, you got to keep the law, statute, commandments. See, the Most High only deal with us when we become Israelites. You're not an Israelite till what? You begin to keep the commandments. So how's the Most High dealing with us now? Like, like we're other nations. We're like creatures to the Most High. We're not his sons. You're not my son breaking the commandment. That's how the Most High looks at it.
Yeah.
Right.
All Israel ain't Israel.
Right. All this, that's where it's coming. Right. When we go back to Romans 9, that's where it's coming. Understand? So the same thing with your son. If you can't keep the rules of my house, then get out of my house. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be like my son no more. Get out of my house. Understand? So the Most High is the same way. So he don't deal with you. He don't even call you an Israelite until you begin to keep the commandments, his commandments that he gave you. Because in order to rule into the Most High's house, you got to keep his commandments. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Up.
Howbeit then, when ye knew not Yahweh, ye did service unto them which by nature are no gods.
Right, see? So we had became servants. And we served the other nations which are no gods. And they're nothing. Like we read before, they are nothing. See? So we're serving a no people. And that's in Deuteronomy 32, right? We're serving a no people. Most High don't even consider them a people. Understand? So the Most High was putting it in our face that, yeah, you don't want to keep my commandments, so you're going to serve somebody that's nothing to me. That's how he looks at it. Yeah, nothing. Okay, go ahead, Ar.
But now after that ye have known Yahweh, or rather are known of Yahweh, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly,
right.
Beggarly, Salakia. Beggarly elements, right. Whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage?
Right. See? So once you come into the truth, how you going to go back out there? Understand? To the beggarly elements of the world. And which you do have some brothers that, they find out the truth, but they don't stick. They don't hold. Understand? So how you going to go back out into the world? We've had brothers that return back to eating pork and turn back to things, you know what I'm saying? Of the world. How you going to go back out there? I mean, there are people in the world that don't even eat pork. And they don't even know the truth, and they know better not to eat pork. Understand what I'm saying? So, and how you know the truth, and you know what I'm saying, and you're going to go back out into the world and do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Go back to the vomit.
Yeah, so you're going back to the vomit. So that's what the Most High is saying. Okay, so we don't have to read any more of that.
Okay.
All right. And so now you go back to Romans 9. And so giving you an understanding of the adoption, you should have a better understanding of it now. So it had said, who are Israelites to whom pertaineth the adoption. So we understand who's the adopted now. Talking about Israel, right? The 12 tribes of Israel. And the glory and the covenant. See, the glory of what's coming, the kingdom. Understand? That pertains to us. Nobody else is going to get that. Understand? And the covenant, see? The covenants were given to Israel. The brother read in Psalms 147:19, right? The covenants and the law statute were only given to Israel. And the giving of the law right? So actually, the covenants, what the Most High made with Israel, the covenants, the promise that we would keep His Sabbath, the promise that we would, so those covenants that He made with us, the circumcision, understand? Those covenants that He made with us. He didn't do that with no other nation. He didn't give no other nation the Sabbath. He only gave Israel. He didn't give no other nation the circumcision. That was only given to Israel. Understand? And the other covenants He made with us. See? So that puts us in the forefront. That puts us above the other nations. That's what you read in Deuteronomy 7. I'm gonna make you above them. Okay? And then, the giving of the law, so the commandments, the law, statutes, and commandments, that didn't, Most High only dealt with Israel with that.
Yeah.
And the service of the Most High. So the high holy days, that's a service of the Most High. The ceremonial laws, you're serving, even though they're feast days, don't you know that the priest got to do the certain sacrifices and serve, serving the Most High on those feast days? And you got to do it right. The priest got to be right. It got to be done right. And when you read Leviticus, you see how the Most High is down to the particular. Everything is down to the particular, inch, how you're supposed to do it. If you do it wrong, you out. If you do it wrong, you end up like Aaron's sons in a blaze of fire. You know what I'm saying? They did one thing wrong, and the Most High said, nope, here come that fire, burn you up. You know what I'm saying? Everything is done right. Remember the tabernacle, how the Most High showed Moses how to build it and do it? It was down to the letter, man. And that's straight from the spiritual world. Moses didn't come up with that. That was straight from the Most High. Most High was just telling Moses, this is how I want you to do it, Moses. You know what I'm saying? Get this piece, that piece, put this gold over here, this silver there, this there, this there. Everything was done according to how the Most High said it would be done. Remember, there's a spiritual tabernacle too. And it manifests itself in the spiritual world.
On earth as
in heaven, right? Understand? So that service of the Most High goes high, man. That's a high honor. Most High is making Israel. You were a noble people for the Most High to choose you. But we're like spoiled brats. We take it for granted. We don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't take our nobility on the next level of where we're supposed to. Understand? That's why the Most High said, don't you know who I am? I could have chose anybody. That's why he told Abraham. I could choose Moses. He told Moses, stand by. I can choose a bunch of rocks. They'll serve me better than these people. Because we're not honoring how the Most High chose us. He could have chose all the nations of the world. He could have chose any of them. And they would have loved to serve the Most High. They would have loved, they would have did the right thing. And here we take it for granted. We're like, you spoil your children. And that's how we took it. The Most High says, no, I can't spoil you like that no more. I'm going to whoop your behind. I'm going to whoop you. No, that's it. All that is over. I gave you the best, the land with milk and honey. I gave you everything. You know what I'm saying? All the riches of the world, everything, the gold, everything. We got all that, man, when we came into Israel. So we were spoiled children. So that's where the Most High was made. He said rebellion is like the sin of witchcraft. We revolted against the Most High. That's how he looked at it. So it's like your son revolts against you. I'm like, but son, I gave you this house. I gave you, you got everything you wanted, everything. Why are you doing this to me? That's how the Most High look at it. Think about that. Why are you doing this to me?
I got a precept, Elder.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, 3, and 4. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken thy Elohim.
They are forsaken their Elohim, see? Forsook. We forsook the Most High. So if your son forsake you, bro, that's going to hurt you. Ain't that going to hurt? In your spirit, that hurts, man. So can we say the Most High was hurt? Yeah, we could say that.
Yeah.
We say the Most High was hurt, bro. Because how we know he was hurt? Because look in the condition we're in. Most High was hurt. Go ahead, Doc.
They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are going away backward.
Yeah. Okay, so that's enough of that. We're going to get the idea. So, okay. So, the service of the Most High, okay, we were given that. And then, of course, the last thing, the promises. Okay. Most High, who did he promise? The forefathers, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. All right. The promises of the kingdom of heaven. Okay. Even how Jacob got the blessing. See, that's all the Most High. Understand? His name is right. And even Isaac said, but Esau, isn't his name rightly called Jacob? even Isaac said, well, he did what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do. He supplanted you. And Esau hate that. That's Esau. He knows that we supplanted him. You know what I'm saying? He hates that thing, man. Understand? And then we supplant his birthright. They hate that, man. Let these niggas supplant my birthright. I'm gonna get these niggas back. Yeah, he'll take this knee in the neck. See? Think about that. Think how that thing looked on, on social media, on camera. And this Edomite is saying, Understand? That's Esau. And that's how that's symbolic of how he thinks. Understand? We got to look at it like that. It's spiritual. It's not a carnal thing. But our people take it emotional and carnal. You got to look at it how it looks spiritual. And he was like this, man. And I think his hand was in his pocket.
In his pocket, yeah.
And his knee up there just, I hate these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I hate these niggas. I don't know, man. It's spiritual. That's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? It's spiritual. Okay? So, okay, and so now, the 5th verse.
Verse 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahushua came, who is over all, Yahweh blessed forever. Amen.
How about that? So saying that he only came for the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Concerning the flesh, that's it. Understand? This is how you got to look at it. It said concerning the flesh, all the creatures in the earth the Most High created, all the humans and everything he created concerning the flesh, I only came for one nation. This is what he's saying. This is what Most High is saying in Yahushua. Okay? So, who is over all, the Most High blessed forever. Amen. See? This is what the Most High has brought. He brought his chosen people in the flesh. He manifested them in the flesh. That's why, was it Philip that asked Yahushua, show us the Father? It suffices us. Okay? And he said, Philip, have you been so long time with me? He that has seen me have already seen the Most High. See? You've seen the Most High. Understand? So when you when we've seen Yahushua, we've seen the Most High in the flesh. We've seen the Most High in the flesh. Understand? So the Most High is saying, my people, I'm manifesting my people in the flesh. This is who I'm choosing. You see them. This is them. Concerning the flesh, this is them. Go ahead, up.
I got a preset. This is 2nd Ezra 5 and 27. And among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
Yeah, come. Okay. Come. All right. So now go back to Romans 9 and 7.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Did I say? I'm sorry. I jumped to 7. I meant 6. I'm sorry. I jumped to 7.
Salakia.
Read Romans 9 and 6.
Verse 6. Not as though the word of Yahweh have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
Right. See? So what does that mean? They are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
Come.
So showing you, they are not all Israel, meaning what? Because they wicked as hell.
Come.
Remember, you're not Israel until what? You begin to do what?
Keep the law, statutes, commandments.
That's what that means. So that's why the Most High can have Edomites kill or put their knee on their neck or shoot you down in the streets because a lot of them are wicked as hell.
Jake.
And I'm just got to plain. It's plain.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, we have compassion. We don't want to see that, but that's how the Most High is operating.
That's right, Khan.
Understand? Why did a lot of these people die of coronavirus? You know, because they wicked as hell.
Khan.
Understand? The only reason why we're alive still because of grace. It could have been any of us. Why? The Most High said, I have mercy on whom I want to have mercy.
That's right.
I will have compassion on you because I want to. That's it. You don't tell me who to save. You don't tell me who to like. You don't tell me who to love. Understand? So that's the Most High. But we got to understand that. So when you read Jeremiah 5:26, that's what the Most High is saying. Jeremiah 5:26.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men.
How about that? Amongst the Most High people are found wicked men. Go ahead.
They lay wait as that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men.
Okay? So the Most High is saying amongst my people are found wicked men. So the Most High don't consider you an Israelite. Remember, when you go back to Romans 9 and 6, they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. You're an Israelite, but you're not. Most High don't consider you an Israelite. You got to keep these laws, statutes, commandments. Then you're a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Then remember, we just read the sons. Then you become the sons. Okay? That's why the scriptures tell you before we were like the Gentiles. Okay, in time past.
Yep, Gentiles in the flesh.
Okay, we were like the Gentiles. Most High considers like Gentiles now. In time past, but when you come into the truth, now you become, you recognize your identity. You begin to serve the Most High. You begin to start to keep the commandments. Then the Most High is training you. You becoming the son. All right? Then you becoming a Hebrew Israelite. Okay? That's what the Most High is saying. So that's what that means. All Israel's not of Israel because you're wicked as hell. Okay? And we got to stop being like that. Okay? And then, I have a scripture here in Psalms 125 and 3. Real quick, 125 and 3. And read that for us.
The book of Psalms, chapter 125, verse 3. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteousness, lest the righteous put forth their hand unto iniquity.
See, there you go. See, if you put your hand unto iniquity, see, now the Most High is saying you become like the wicked. You become like them. Okay, go ahead, Ak.
Do good, O Lord, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts. As for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways.
Now listen to this. If you turn aside unto your crooked ways, right? Crooked ways. If you turn aside unto it, go ahead, Ak.
Thy Elohim shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity.
See? He's going to lead you forth. He consider you a worker of iniquity. He's not considering you as an Israelite no more. You have become wicked. So therefore, what do the workers of iniquity get? Sometimes they get death. But the Most High don't kill. The brother was right. The brother did things right. He was good. He was good to his family. How do you know? You don't know. See? Spiritually, you don't know.
That's right.
Okay? Understand? Yo, you got drug dealers who do a lot of good things for the community. And appearance-wise, right? But he's a straight-out drug dealer. Think about that. All right? So we don't know. But the Most High is dealing with us spiritually. He said, I'm a punish you in the third and fourth generation, okay, against them that hate me. So the Most High can be getting you and punishing you for sins you did in the regeneration. Okay? Most High is eternal. He's spiritual. We're the ones that come back every 3 and 4 generations in the flesh.
Right.
What have you done 3 or 4 generations ago or 1,000 years ago? You might have been wicked as hell. The Most High, I'll get you back when you come back. You don't, and I'm telling you, when you get into the spiritual world, the Most High tell you, yeah, I got you back for this is what you did. See?
God.
Or the Most High never let you go without, when he punishes you, he always gives you the reason why he punishes you.
Yes, he does. God.
He gives you the reason why. So as soon as you get to the spiritual world, hey, I put your ass to death. This is why. Because you were a wicked nigga. See? You were a wicked nigga. I got it written down. And Most High writes too. What do you think? His angels are sitting up there. The Most High writes everything you do, brother.
That's right.
Everything. He says, Most High got 2 books. Okay? You got the books of every sin that you did and the book of the commandment. He got the Bible up there. It's his book. So you don't think he got his book up there with him? Yeah. It's his judgment. It's his book.
Yep.
Understand? The book of life. You got the book of life. Understand? You got all that up there, brother. Most High writes down everything. His angels write it down. Most High got scribes. He got secretaries. He got everything, brother. Most High got everything. So when you go into the spiritual world, pass away or whatever, Most High going to tell you, this is what you have done. And this is why I did the way I did. Understand? And it's like that. Understand? So we got to understand that. Okay? You tell your son why you punishing him, right? No, son, I'm just whooping your ass. That's all I want to do. You don't do that. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to tell him this is why. Because you came in late and you're supposed to come at certain times. I'm going to beat you behind for that. Or whatever. Whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. All right? So read up to the 5th verse in Psalms. Yeah.
As for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, thy Elohim shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity. But peace shall be upon Yasharallah.
Okay, that's it. And then Hosea 1 and 10. If you got Hosea, go to Hosea 1 and 10 real quick. And Hosea is right after Daniel. In the first verse in the 10th, first chapter and the 10th verse.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
Where was that?
Here.
Right here?
No. Read the scriptures. It was in Israel. Okay, read the scriptures again. The place where it was said that we are not the Most High's people was in Israel, not here. Okay? It was in Israel. Read. You got to read the scriptures in ancient Israel. Most High said, this ain't my people. Okay? I hate your feast days now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All that stuff. I hate your feast days. I won't even recognize them no more. Don't even celebrate them. I don't even care about your feast days. See? Your new moons, I don't even care. I'm not even going to be there. See? You're not my people.
Because they was making blatant ovations.
Yeah, blatant ovations.
That they keep the law.
Right. It was in Israel. In that place where it was said that ye are not my people. See? So if the Most High don't consider you a people, right? So how we gonna be the sons? You got to be the people. To be the people of the Most High, it got to come. You got to be in Israel. You got to be an Israelite. In other words, you got to keep the commandments. It got to come from this. To worship the Most High, you got to begin to keep the commandments. So he's saying we're not a people, but we are the people. But you're not the people. So again, Romans 9 and 6, right? Mm-hmm. The ones who are of Israel are not of Israel, right? Because he said you're not the people.
Yep.
You're not my people if you're not keeping my commandments.
Yep, because he said he would rather you keep the commandments instead of bring these blatant sacrifices.
Right. Exactly. All right. So in that place where it was said that you are not my people, okay, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
Of the living Most High Yahweh. Right? So think about that. In the place where it was said we are not the Most High's people, there. Okay? There. Here in America, it's not going to be said you're the sons. What is it? What do they say we are here? Bunch of niggas.
Specks.
Yeah.
Savages.
Savages. Understand? We're not known as the children of Israel over here. Which are what? Israel, or Yasha Allah, means he's a prince of power. We're not considered princes of power. Here? No, they don't consider us that here. You're a bunch of niggas. Let me put my knee on your neck. See? You're nothing here. And throughout the Americas, throughout the Western Hemisphere, doesn't matter where we at, and throughout the earth, you're nothing. Understand? So the Most High is saying, we got to get back where? We got to get back over there. Mount Zion, the tabernacle of David, Israel, Jerusalem. That's where it's going to be said. That's the sons of the Most High. See? As a people. See? The sons and daughters of the Most High as a people. Okay, when we start coming back and return back to the Most High in righteousness, keep the commandments, then it's going to be said that. But over here, it's not going to be said that. Understand? We're not coming together over here, so you can understand. America, we're not coming together. We could have the summits and a few summits and all that, but you know what I'm saying? But as far as coming together as the Most High's people, that's going to be done over there. That's why the Most High got to, remember, he showed the example with Lot. You got to take Lot out of, you know what I'm saying, the place of wrath, Sodom and Gomorrah, which is America's modern Sodom and Gomorrah. You got to take Lot out, right, and then bring him into the wilderness to build them back up.
Understand? He gave him a chance to gather people too, and he gave him different times, big amounts, lesser amounts.
Right.
People wouldn't want to come in.
So
either.
how did Mosiah deal with us in Egypt? He got to take us out of Egypt. That's why he said, Pharaoh, let my people go so I can deal with them. He can't deal with us over here. This is modern day Egypt. He can't deal with us in America because he can't get through with all the distractions. How the Most High gonna deal with our people? And you got a plasma TV in front of you. You got a cell phone. You got a computer. I'm saying, you got 2 or 3 cars. You got a house. You got this. You got that. You got money you thinking of in the bank. Most High can't get through with you there. But if he take you out and bring you into the wilderness where there's nothing, what's in the wilderness? Nothing. Nothing there, bro. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There ain't gonna be no TVs. Don't even think about trying to bring a TV with you, or a computer, or a cell phone. Don't let the Most High catch you with a phone, brother. You're gonna be put to death. Because how's he gonna teach you the law and you on your phone? I'm saying there's too many distractions
Social
here.
Media.
So he gotta take you out and bring you where he in solitude or isolate. He gotta isolate you. Then he can deal with you. Understand? And then the Most High can teach you. See? Understand? Even if you, in the classroom, when you were growing up in grade school, the teacher had to say, everybody shut up. So that what? So she can teach. So that there can be some quiet so you can absorb knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with the Most High. You know, you can't absorb nothing and all these distractions, so he got to bring you out. Same thing when we come out of Egypt. He had to bring us out. Then he can deal with us. Can't deal with us while you're in Egypt and there's all kinds of idol gods in the way. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing here. Understand? So that's the place where it's said that ye are going to be said that you are the sons of the Most High. And read the 11th verse.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together.
See? We're going to be gathered together. Understand? Go ahead.
And appoint themselves one head.
There's going to be only one head. You can't have all these different heads now. There's got to be one head. Yeah, there's going to be leaders, right? There's going to be captains, there's going to be officers and all that, but it's going to be one head. Okay, go ahead.
And appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Jezreel, talking about Israel. So great shall be that day. All right, the day of salvation, the day of redemption, and where the Most High and Yahushua adopts us back. Great shall be that day. See? Understand? And then, okay, go back to Romans 9 and 7. And then read that right quick. Yeah, you can go up there. If you got to go to the bathroom, you can go up there and use it, man. Okay, Romans 9 and 7.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 7. Either because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children?
How about that, see? So it's showing you in Romans 9 and 6 where it says they are not all Israel who are of Israel, showing you that it's not talking about the nations that are from the seed of Abraham. It's showing you that. Because some people may think, well, that's talking about the other nations. They are not all Israel, which are of Israel, which come out of Israel.
Spiritual Israel.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Understand? They may say that, right? Yeah. It's not talking about that. In Romans 9 and 6, it's talking about wicked Israelites. Okay? Because we are dealing in our wickedness. So the Most High don't consider us Israelites when we're in our wickedness. That's what that's talking about. Now, when you go read Romans 9 and 7, to read that one more time.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
There you go. So who came out of the seed of Abraham?
Ishmael.
Ishmael, right. And who else?
Elam.
Okay, Elam.
Midian.
Okay, who else?
Esau.
There you go. Esau Esau has a claim, right? He has a claim. He did come out of Abraham. He did come out of Israel.
God.
He came out of who?
Isaac.
Isaac is like a close brother. I mean, Esau is like a close brother, isn't he? So that's why Esau said, "No, wait a minute now. I'm an Israelite too. I'm a Jew too. Let me take their nationality. They don't deserve that nationality. Let me take it from them." I said, think about it. Because he is. He was a twin, wasn't he? Esau's a twin.
Exactly. Semitic.
Yeah, he's a twin. Think about it. Okay? But he lost that right. He lost it. Because he gave up his birthright. And you don't never, that's evil. When you do that, and you do it for monetary gain or gain, that's evil. He lost that. Understand? All right? He lost that.
He lost that. Though he sought it with tears.
Yeah, so with tears, he lost it. Okay? So, when you go to Genesis 17:19, this is giving you an example of what the Most High is saying. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham. Okay? Are they the chosen? Because why? The Most High is saying that because why? They're going to claim that, right? Doesn't Ishmael claim that? Ishmael, the Arabs, they claim that. I'm the seed of Abraham. I'm the chosen too. Doesn't the so-called, Israelis over there claim that? I'm the seed of Abraham. I'm the chosen too. See? So the Most High comes with the answer. He says no. Okay, so read that out.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 18. And Abraham said unto Yahweh, "Oh, that Ishmael might live before thee." And Yahweh said, "Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year."
Right, see? My covenant I shall establish with Isaac, right? I shall establish with Isaac. Not through Ishmael, who came out of Abraham. Because Ishmael was born by which mother? Hagar, correct?
Hagar.
Which was the servant. The children, or she bore the children of the flesh, the scriptures say. Okay? Sarah, okay, Isaac had, Sarah had Isaac, which was born of the promise. It's a difference.
I have a precept.
Okay? Remember, it says, and we read in Romans 9, right? In 9 and 4, the promises belong to who? Our seed.
Come.
Who are Israelites. Okay? Isaac was of the promise. Okay? Through Sarah.
Come.
Was through the promise. But Hagar had Ishmael, which was through the flesh.
Come.
As a servant. She was a servant. Okay, go ahead, Ak.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 21
That's
to 26.
That's what you go to. Right. There you go.
Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law? For it is written that Abraham had 2 sons, the one by the bondmaid, the other by a free woman.
By the free woman. Okay. How about that? Sarah. Sarah by the free woman. Hagar was the bondwoman. Go ahead, Ak.
But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh.
You see? Was born after the flesh. Okay? Meaning not after the promise. Not as a free woman. Go ahead, Ak.
But of the free woman was by promise.
See? By the promise. Because the Most High promised, okay, Abraham that he would have a son that following year. And Abraham was, almost 100 years old? Okay? 99 or something, was almost 100 years old. Understand, Con? By promise. Okay? That's when Sarah laughed and said, how am I going to have a baby? And I think she was up in her, 86 or something like that. Okay? How's she gonna have a baby at that age? So she laughed, and the angel said, Sarah, you laughing? Why are you laughing? And she tried to, say she wasn't laughing, but the angel caught her laughing. Like, I'm not gonna have a baby. She didn't believe it. Okay? But it was by promise. The Most High promised that that Abraham was gonna bear Isaac. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 24, which things are an allegory, for these are the 2 covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage.
See, gendereth to bondage. Why? Because the true Mount Sinai is where? In Arabia.
Come.
Mount Sinai is in Saudi Arabia. I know they tell you, that lie that's in the wilderness of coming out of Egypt.
Come.
It's not. That's the fake one. That's the one that's $1 billion industry that people go to every year over there in Egypt thinking that Moses climbed the mountain. That fake Mount Sinai. That's not the Mount Sinai. The real one is in Saudi Arabia.
Come.
Check it out. You can read the history. That's the real one.
Yep.
And if you go over there and try to go there, the Arabs got it fenced off and everything. And they even got a sign up there that says Mount Sinai. They know. They know it is. Okay? So the scripture is telling you that. Okay, go ahead, up.
Which things are an allegory, for these are the 2 covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which of Agar.
Hagar, right. Hagar. Okay, which is Hagar, gendereth to bondage. She was a maid. She was a servant. Okay? Go ahead, up. And she was Sarah's servant, actually.
For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia.
Where?
In Arabia.
That's where Mount Sinai, the true Mount Sinai, is at. Con? Okay. Go ahead, up.
And answereth to Jerusalem, which now is in bondage with her children.
The nation of Israel. See? The nation of Israel. The Hebrew Israelites. Nation of Israel. Go ahead, up.
Verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
How about that? See, Jerusalem. So even though it's Mount Sinai, and that's the mountain of the Most High too. Okay? Okay, Mount Sinai is the mountain of the Most High, but Tabernacle of Zion is where he dwells.
That's right.
Okay? Tabernacle of Zion is where he dwells. But Mount Sinai, that's his mountain too. But remember, it's in Arabia. That gendereth to bondage.
That's right.
Understand? So that's why it has to come back and say, but Jerusalem, that's the mother of us all.
That's right.
All right? Because why? That's the free land. That's us. That's the freedom for us. Understand? The mother of us all. All right? Okay. Was that it? That's
it.
Pretty much it. Right. That's the mother of us all. So when you go back to Romans 9 and 7, that's what that means. So read that one more time, Romans 9 and 7.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
See? Because why? Who come out the seed of Abraham? Ishmael, the Arabs. Okay, the so-called white man, the Caucasians, Edom. Okay, you can say Elam, other nations. There are really over 5 Hebrew families. There's Syrians. Okay, you got Ishmael, you got Moab, you got Ammon. Okay, those are Hebrew families too. They're not the chosen, but they're Hebrew families. Do you understand? Okay, and of course Esau. Okay, go ahead, huh?
In Isaac shall thy seed be called.
See, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of Yahweh.
Right, because they are children of the flesh. They're children of bondage. Okay, and they're children of the idol gods out there. They're of the world, mundane. They're worldly. They're out there, so they're of bondage. All right, so that's not who the Most High has chosen. That's what he's saying. I haven't chosen them. In other words, we read the other nations the Most High look at as what? Nothing.
Spittle. Yep.
The spittle. Okay, that's why we're in bondage. He said they're children of flesh and bondage. Understand? So if you want what they're offering, then you're going to be in bondage to it. Children of sin, children of wickedness, put it like that. Understand? Bondage could also mean sin also. You're in bondage to their iniquities and their sins.
That's right.
All right? So you got to look at it like that. So that's what the Most High is showing us. Okay, go ahead, huh?
But the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
See? The promise. The children of the promise are counted for the seed. How about that? Okay? But, they see this and they read this and they know this. That the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel are the seed. See? Race, inheritance. Understand? Genealogy. Understand? Genealogy is very important, man. Scriptures tell you. Yes, Most High is dealing with us according to genealogy. Tells you that in Chronicles. All right? Who are you? See? Understand? Who are you as a people? Genealogy. Go ahead, huh?
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
See, promise. See, he promised Abraham that he would have a son. Go ahead, huh?
And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by her father Isaac. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
But of him that calleth. How about that? So that was the purpose of the Most High. Even though Esau can have that claim that he came out of Isaac too, correct? He came out of Isaac. He can have that claim that he's a Jew. He's from Yahweh, right? He can have that claim that they're twins, right?
Yeah, you can.
Right? And that's what he's trying to do now by him taking on our nationality, right? He's really saying to the Most High, well, I'm a Jew too, Most High. I'm a twin. I can have that claim too. See? He's trying to say that.
Yeah.
But the Most High said, Understand? It's going to tell you it. So that's why we just read on down. Most High is going to answer that because the Most High knows what's in his mind, right? He knows what Esau is trying to say by taking on our nationality. Okay? Most High said no. Okay, go ahead, huh?
Verse 12. It was said unto her.
It was said unto her. Go ahead.
The elder shall serve the younger.
It was said unto Rebekah, right? Okay, the elder shall serve the younger. Okay, so the Most High is answering that thought that Esau has. That thought. Okay, I'm a chosen too, so I'm just going to take the nationality and just in their mind, I'm not doing nothing wrong. See what the Most High was saying. The elder shall serve. It was said unto her. Okay, unto Rebekah, the elder shall serve. So the Most High saying, Esau, wasn't that you the elder? See? Wasn't that you the elder? Okay, go ahead.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So Esau can't wrap his mind around that. But Most High, why do you hate me like that? See? He got to wrap his mind around why the Most High hates him.
But he despises his birthright.
Yeah. And so Most High answers him, you know what I'm saying? But he just can't get understanding. And also when you go back to Cain, what Cain did. See? Esau knows he's that children of Cain, too, that spirit of that children of Cain. Understand? And what did Cain offer up? The wrong sacrifice. That was evil.
That was evil.
That was evil.
Yeah.
Okay? So Esau had that spirit in him when he gave up his birthright. He had that spirit of Cain in him to do that. You understand? So the Most High is trying to show him, but so he can't wrap his head around that. So the Most High is showing you, Esau, I hate you. I hate you. That's what the Most High is showing him. And they can't understand that. They can't get that. So the only way they can show that they're, evil against that, or their hatred against it, or their jealousy against it, is to do what? Persecute the children of Israel.
Yep.
That's the only thing they can do out of their emotion, everything that, what the Most High is saying is to persecute. See? Understand? So go ahead, Al.
Verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh?
So what shall we say then? See?
Yahweh forbid.
See? Yahweh forbid. So what shall we say? Was the Most High unrighteous for doing this? How he going to choose, one over the other? How he going to do that? So this is what Paul's saying. No, Most High forbid that he would do that. Go ahead, Al.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
He told that to Moses, right?
That's right.
I'm going to do what I have to. I'm going to do what I want to do. I will have mercy on whom I will want to have mercy on. See, but what we have to understand is that as, especially our people, we have to understand that's how the Most High is operating. That he will do what he want to do. Now, everybody looking at George Floyd as this good man and everything, right? But we know that when somebody's killed out here, that's the Most High's doing. Remember, life and death is of the Most High. Nobody has control over that but the Heavenly Father himself. So the Most High would do it through man. He'll have Esau kill a whole lot of people, but it's when it's actual death, that's the Most High doing it. He laid the foundation for it and gave the way for it. So it's the Most High's command. But why would the Most High kill George Floyd like that? See? And so the Most High is answering it in the scriptures. For I will have mercy. But still, you got to remember, the Most High said, I will punish the children or the fathers of the children up in the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So it's spiritual too. Now you may say everything that George Floyd did, he wasn't a bad man, he did this good, he did that good, okay, family man, whatever. All that is great. But with the Most High, understand that Most High can, the Most High can call your sins home anytime you get ready.
That's right.
I've sinned many times, you sinned many times. The Most High can he say, of one of your sins, yes, all our sins are worthy of death anyway. One of your sins,
that's right.
The Most High said, okay, that's why I put you to death. And we got, he said, we all come short of the glory. So he can call you home just for one. It's going to show you we're living out of grace. You're not living out of nothing else but grace and mercy. That's always the reason why you're living. Understand? But they don't understand it's spiritual. It could be something way back in your other life. And I know people who are carnal understand that. They don't understand that because they're not spiritual that way. All they see is what's in front of them now. Right. Understand? But the Most High, remember, the Most High is spiritual, and he loves them that are spiritual. He will deal with them that are spiritual with him, not carnal. Most High said, a carnal mind I cannot deal with. That's right. Remember? In Romans, it said, I can't deal with a carnal mind. Because you got to understand how the Most High operates. He's a spiritual being. And so you got to be spiritual to deal with the Most High, for him to deal with you.
That's right.
Understand? So and our people don't understand. They marching, crying. Why, why this happened? Why did the white man do that? Because he's the devil, the Bible speaks of. I mean, come on. He hates you. Read the Bible. He hates you. It tells you. The Most High, Yahushua ain't got to come down and tell. He told us already. All the scriptures we didn't read today, he told us he hates us. That they going to hate you. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that. So, but they don't understand it. And they want justice and all that. But okay, you might get some justice, but it ain't nothing compared to what we're supposed to get anyway. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be nothing, man. It ain't gonna be nothing. And still, if he goes to trial, he just might get off. You never know. He just might get off.
You seen that with that chick Amber Geiger when she killed both of them, Shem and John. Yeah. And she got 10 years.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be suspended for 5.
And
then she gonna get good time.
Good time.
She gonna get 2 years.
2 years. She good. In 2 years, you still pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't served no time into
the
it.
judge hugged her.
Her
brother hugged her.
Oh man.
I never seen that.
I'll forgive you.
I never seen that.
Our people.
How's a judge hug the perpetrator? How do you do that? She should have lost her job over that. You're not supposed to do that as a judge.
And then the dude that testified, he turned up dead.
Yeah, he did turn up dead.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
So our people, they don't understand, man. And that's why these things are going to continue to happen. It's going to be another one. It's going to be another one, brother. It's going to be another one. So until we wake up and understand. Okay? I mean, so that's basically it. We'll read the 13, because that 13 is... Oh, you read 13, right? Read it one more time. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Esau have I hated. And you can read that. And that's why when it says, as it is written, where is it written? Malachi. In Malachi, right? See? So that's how you understand when the Most High says, written, why I said it before to my ancient prophets. I said it before. And when you read that, now you get the understanding. This is the Most High saying about Esau, how he feels. Okay, we're talking about emotions, right, and feelings. Well, this is how the Most High feels. The Most High got feelings too. How he feels about Esau. Go ahead, huh? Malachi 1 and 1, right? 1 and 2.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, saith thy Elohim. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Yes.
Yep.
Saith thy Elohim?
Go ahead. Meaning we were twins, right? Jacob and Esau are twins, right? Then this is what the Most High is saying. Go ahead.
Yet I love Jacob.
But I love Jacob. Go ahead.
And I hated Esau.
The Most High hate Esau.
And lay his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Yeah, see, his heritage is going to be waste. Heritage meaning what? Your seed, understand, your culture, everything is going to be laid waste.
Well,
we already read that. It's nothing. It's going to be laid waste. So when they read that, they're like, wait a minute, man. The Most High really hate us. See? So in their minds, what do they see in you? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They despise. They despise you. See, that's where the jealousy rises up. So that's why that policeman put his knee on his neck. That was symbolic, saying this is how we really think about you. Understand? You got to look at it, man. You got to look at it spiritual. It's spiritual. Okay? And they read these scriptures. They read them just like we read them. Understand? And the ones who understand it read it just like that. They know. All right? So go ahead, Ak. Was that it?
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Okay, they did that. But what does the Most High say after that? You see it, right? They returned and rebuilt, right? Remember the Renaissance. They returned and rebuilt, right? Go ahead.
Thus saith the Elohim of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Yeah, the Most High said, okay, you're going to build, but what am I going to do? I'm going to throw it back down. See? And all of America shall be thrown down. You read in Revelation. Most High said like a great millstone coming out of the heavens. And it's going to drop it on America. And it's going to be, and that's, Most High deal with his asteroids and meteorites. Okay? Considers them as great stones coming out of heaven. Right? They are. That's what they are. Right? That's and right. When they drop, they can cause worse than a nuclear bomb. They are pretty much nuclear bombs when they drop. Because they have fire and brimstone when they hit. So there you go. America's finished. Go ahead, Al.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
So what is Esau?
The border of wickedness.
What is Edom?
The border of wickedness.
What is America?
The border of wickedness.
It's finished, brother. It's finished. Okay, good.
And the people against whom thy Elohim hath indignation forever.
Forever. Okay, come. Okay. So with that, and then you're going to go back and read Romans 9 and read 15 one more time.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Okay, there you go. See, mercy on whom I want to have mercy. That's the answer to all of this. So why did George Floyd die? Because the Most High said, I will have mercy on whom I want to have mercy on. Okay, I allowed that to happen. Now what are you going to say? What you going to do about that? Okay. Seriously, that's what it's about. Okay. Go ahead, Ak.
So then, is it not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy?
See, there you go, right? So you can protest, you can have marches, you can sing "We Shall Overcome" and all that stuff. Don't matter. The Most High said, I'm the one to have mercy.
That's right.
Okay? I'm the one to have mercy. You think that they're going to give you civil rights now because of that, because you marched and all that? No. They didn't do it in the 50s and 60s or 70s. They're not going to do it now. Okay? They're not going to do it now.
That's right.
Understand? They don't care. It's not in them. All right? They don't care. All right? Go ahead, Al.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, and I might show my power in thee.
Right. So the Most High says, it's for the same reason Pharaoh has raised thee up in power. And what's America? Modern day Pharaoh. So that I might show my power in thee. So the Most High going to destroy this place. And he's going to use by his power. Okay? It's by the Most High's power how he going to destroy America. Okay? Was that it, Up?
And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
There you go. Most High's name might be declared throughout all the earth. So with that, I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters listening live on Facebook. This is Elder Barak, the Masharah Yasha'Allah, Shalom. I know some of y'all are just coming in, but Shalom. Just ended the Shabbat class. Okay, we went over Romans 9. So just go over the live video, and you can get all the scriptures. A lot of scriptures were brought out, okay? And I also want to say that for all the brothers and sisters concerned about, what happened with this killing of George Floyd, we got to remember the Most High is teaching us that there's no redemption without bloodshed. So there's going to be bloodshed until we wake up and rise up and come together as a nation. All that is going to continue. A lot more of that's going to happen. We're not even in the trials and tribulation yet, the tribulation period and Jacob's trouble yet. So there's going to be a lot more of that coming. Okay, we got to understand that. So I just want to say with that, all praise to Yahweh Bahasham, HaMashiach Yahweh Shai, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Hallelujah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
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 Okay. Shalom. Shalom.